You're looking live at Memorial Stadium from Indiana State University in Terre Haute. Tonight, the 17th edition of the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association kicks off. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Walensky along with Jan Bozer. And Jan, there has been absolutely explosive growth with this All-Star game.
You know, there really has. Of course, last year they weren't able to play it here. They did have it, but so they were at a facility where some fans could, actually get to see it due to the virus going around. But this year, hey, we're back at Indiana State. A really good crowd on hand. A gorgeous day, a little warm, a little humid. But, hey, just a chance to get to play a little more football. Whet our appetite, Mike, because we're less than a month and a half away when the high school season gets back to full speed ahead.
The beauty of this football game, it is an all-star game. 18 players will move on and play collegiate football. Most will play NAIA or Division III, and a couple are preferred walk-ons here at Indiana State. And so I think we're going to see a really well-balanced football game.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you got good football players. It's well represented here from the Wabash Valley. 35 different schools are eligible to be in this all-star contest. As a young guy, you just want to play football. You don't care if it's out in your backyard. You don't care where it's at. But to be able to get to play here at Indiana State University, and all these guys know each other, and they're representing not only their self, Mike, but they represent their school as well.
It's gold versus black. Speaking of schools, Chuck Sorrell is the head coach of the black division. The South Putnam Eagles under Chuck last year, 12-1, a dynamic season for him. And Blaine Powell on the other side, the head of the gold division, out of Sullivan, an 8-4 record. He's done a really good job.
Yeah, both really have good seasons. In fact, I was able to cover both South Putnam and Sullivan last year, and there were two teams that just kept getting better and better. Great fan support, and so as a coach, you're being honored here today to be able to be a head coach. And hey, they've got a lot of assistants, because it takes a lot, not only from a coaching staff, but organizational, to put on this great show.
One player to watch on the Gold Squad might be running back Corbin Allen from Northview. 180 carries, 1,243 yards last year. He ran for 10 touchdowns. He also had 18 receptions for a touchdown. This is a young man. It's very versatile, has some quickness, but can expect the gold team and the black probably to throw the ball.
Yeah, you do. You really want to throw the football quite a bit in games like this, because you have such dynamic receivers. On any given high school team, you usually have one really good one and some other that are pretty good. But in a situation like this, Mike, you've got all really good receivers, so you want to take advantage of that.
Well, Jace Russell, number 8, out of Terre Haute North, playing on the black all-star team for Coach Sorrell, threw 183 times with 84 completions, 923 yards. I like the ratio of touchdowns to interceptions. 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He can play quarterback.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and I've never met a quarterback that didn't love to throw the football. They'll nod their head yes, they like the running game, but deep down any QB wants to throw the football. So, hey, they're going to have a little protection. I think they have some restrictions on exactly stunning and blitzing and things of that nature. So they should have plenty of time to be able to find some receivers, and I think they're going to see the ball thrown all over this field.
And on the other side for the Gold Squad, you've got Keegan Garrison out of Northview, the Knights youngster, wear number 10. He completed 93 out of 169 for 1,322 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions for Mark Rates' ball club that really turned a corner. They were 7-3 last year.
Yeah, and the stat you really like about all these quarterbacks is the low turnover ratio of interceptions that they threw. That tells you they're really honed in. They read the field really well. A lot of young kids, Mike, have great arms, but the great quarterbacks see the field, know when to throw it, and anticipate where to throw the football.
And we're going to have, speaking of anticipation, Jan, we're going to have a great football game coming up here between the gold and black. The 17th edition of the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association here at Memorial Stadium in Indiana State University. You're watching us on the ISC Sports Network.
I'm Brent Compton with Pacesetter Sports. At Pacesetter Sports, we believe you need the proper gear with the right fit. From baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, we have everything. We're very proud to offer all the top brands. We have Under Armour, Nike, North Face, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks, New Balance. We'll match any online price. Come outfit your family here at Pacesetter Sports.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful line experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
It's the 17th annual Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association. I'm Mike Walensky along with Jan Bozer. Jan, what are your keys for tonight's football game?
Well, it's not so much gold and black as it just keys overall for an all-star game. On offense, you got to limit mistakes. You know, you don't have a lot of reps with the players surrounding you, so don't make a lot of mistakes. Don't turn it over. Of course, that's probably keys for any good football game, but specifically for an all-star game, just really try to limit the mistakes. And on defense, make a play. In a game like this, making a play could make the difference sometimes between winning and losing in an all-star football type caliber ball game.
Chuck Sorrell, the head football coach at South Putnam, now running the black squad, pointed out 4 key players on his lineup tonight. One of them is one of his kids, Hayden Switzer. Hayden had 50 receptions this past year for 10 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards receiving. Parker Hacker, an outstanding linebacker at 91 stops. Brett Barger out of Indian Creek, he said, take a look at him. He's an outstanding player, and a guy has not been signed yet by anybody. Antonio Nieves, number 20 out of South Vermilion, had 12 touchdowns and 625 yards, and he looks like an athlete out there.
You know, and I've had a lot of all-star games through the years, and believe it or not, there's always a few players that get a look either via TV or some coaches here, so you just never know. So for those kids that still perhaps want to play football and maybe have a shot at going there, make a play. Guess what? You're on TV, and somebody may see you, so you just don't ever know.
You just never know. And right now, what we do know is there's a toss down in the center field here at Memorial Stadium. The conditions here, it's pretty hot and humid, and you talked about as an offensive lineman, it can be kind of difficult.
Well, anytime there's heat and running for an offensive lineman, those two don't go get together, do they? Our spotter back here plays for St. Francis. I played more defense than offense, but, hey, you adapt. But, the thing you don't have here is you don't have a ton of conditioning that's been going on to prepare you for this. So it's a little warm. It was game time temps about 87, 88. The thing that always got me as a football player is the humidity. The heat's one thing, but when you have the humidity, it can get a little dicey sometimes. So they'll need to keep plenty of water going today, that's for sure.
The good news is at game time, the wind is about 8 to 10 miles an hour. There is a wind blowing out here at the stadium, although it is kind of warm outside at about 86 degrees. And frankly, there is a really nice crowd out here.
These guys are 18, 19, somewhere in that years old. They don't care. The heat doesn't bother them. They want to play football. They'll have fun. I listened to a lot of news clips over here in Terre Haute this past week, and what really impressed me, Mike, was just the enthusiasm to play another football game. Play it against people they knew, play it against people they played against. But at the end of the day, they were all just excited to play football.
Speaking of great football players, Carver Queen, number 2 from Sullivan, may be an impact player to watch, playing for his own coach, Blaine Powell, in this All-Star game. As the Gold Squad gets ready to kick off here, they deferred to the second half, and they will kick off from their own 40-yard line.
Well, and a lot of times in these ball games, kicking game can be a huge factor. If you can keep your opponent pinned deep and really force them to play a lot of offense, that can be to your advantage. Let's see how the kickers do today.
We are underway at Indiana State from the 26-yard line. Down to the right side, and knocked down is number 39, Connor Lutz from Terre Haute North with the return. About an 18-yard return for the Black Squad to start this one off. 1st and 10, Jan, with 11:54 to go here in the first.
Yeah, that's a pretty good return by Lutz. He avoided a couple of tackles, and what you want to do here, we talked about the kickers, now the receiving team, they gave their offense some pretty good field position to get this thing started.
Taking a look at the Black running out of the spread offense. Most of these teams in this All-Star game will run out of that. It's probably the easiest system to teach. Here's a handoff to Switzer. Switzer turns, barrels forward to the 46-yard line. A solid run. And Hayden Switzer, as I talked about, was a phenomenal receiver, but he can also run the football.
Yeah, and a really nice hold there off that one gap for him. And if you can get the running game going early, that really kind of helps your passing game.
Ball is brought to the 45-yard line. Stop by Quinn.
Carver Queen, we just mentioned him earlier. He was the guy that made the tackle that came up from a safety slot to drop down Switzer after a 7-yard gain. Down the middle, the ball is caught, intended
Well, I'll tell you,
for number 2, Xander Wilbur out of West Vigo. Nice toss by Russell.
Yeah, it was a nice toss, really in stride. But, boy, that's a tough one coming across the middle here because you know you're going to get whacked. The ball was right there, wasn't able quite to bring it in. He took a shot.
There is an injured player down at the black 49-yard line. And I really can't see. Do you see who that is?
It's
number 2 in the black.
Number 2 for
Xander Wilbur out of West Vigo.
Yeah, just mentioned him a few minutes ago.
And he's down.
Looks like he got the air knocked out of him. He's trying to get composed here, and that's never a fun thing. When you get the air knocked out of you, it just takes a while to gather yourself. Hopefully he's all right. Well, he's kind of hobbling a little bit. Maybe took a shot to the knee or ankle, but hopefully he can just walk it off and get back in.
3rd and about 3.5 for the black.
That was a well-thrown ball, though. Very well thrown. That's tough, though. Over the middle, though, you got to know as a receiver what's going to happen, but you just got to take one for the team.
The give to Switzer. He gets away. 45.
Look out.
Hayden Switzer, 30. He's out of bounds at about the 26-yard line after a great spin move on the right side by Hayden Switzer. It is a first down for the black division, and Chuck Sorrell and his staff has to be really happy about that.
Yeah, Switzer with a nice breakout, I should say, around that right side. You mentioned Switzer from South Putnam, and I remember seeing him play this past year. He's got really good quick. His first step is really nice and quick. You know, so many people talk about the overall 40 speed. For me, it's that first or second step that really defines a good runner.
28-yard line, first down. Jace Russell out of the shotgun for the black. 2 wides to the right, 2 wides to the left. Looks like some heavy heat coming from the right side, and he is going to go down. That's a sack. About a yard loss as the goal did a great job crashing down inside. The tackle was made by number 12, Elias Gordon from Northview. He's a player to watch. He had an outstanding season last year for Northview's ball club. We talked about in the pregame Northview and Mark Rates, that ball club, 7-3. The Knights have really turned the corner. 2nd and long now for the black.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive move to get in there and get that stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Russell against the 4-man front. The give to the left side, breaks a tackle. That's Nieves. He's down to the 23-yard line. You show that burst down on the left side, and the tackle is made.
Nieves on the ball carry.
I believe that's number 12 for the gold.
I think it's Gordon again.
Gordon again,
Yeah.
Elias Gordon, yeah.
Yeah, Elias Gordon's now made at least 2 quick stops here for the gold team. He slowed down here, but take a look at the hit here. I'll tell you what, Gordon likes to hit. I like that. You know, good teams, good high school teams are always really good, clean, hard-hitting teams.
Blitz coming on the inside and an offsides penalty as Zach Schick make that number 19 for gold. Make Aiden Mackey, number 18, I believe, cross the line of scrimmage. And gold will be penalized for an offsides infraction. That'll give them a first down. And that is the first entry into the Matt Wren Realty Red Zone. The Matt Wren Realty Red Zone, first down for the black. Marching here in the first quarter on their first drive. And a nice job engineered so far by quarterback Jace Russell.
Yeah, and what you really want to do in these types of games is get a little rhythm, a little momentum going. I think right now the black has a little bit of momentum, and when you reach the red zone now, can you produce some points?
Russell, blitz looking off the corner. Fake handoff. No, he gives it to this running back. And coming off the corner there quickly They were able to make the tackle very, very fast, and that's number 1 on the gold that came off the corner. That's Grant Bell out of Sullivan making the stop.
Yeah, and White Brandt, as you mentioned there, with a nice stop as well. Tough on the defense here. Offense knows where they're going. Defense doesn't, and without a lot of practice time, you don't have a lot of blitz packages. Everything's pretty much base defense. You're just playing football here.
Nieves, the sole back. Russell looks, gets hit, and down he goes. And again, tremendous pressure up front by the gold. And that has to be a real thrill for Blaine Powell, the Sullivan Ball Club, as number 34, I believe it was Ty Rollins from Eastern Green, was able to come up and make the tackle.
Yeah, I think that might have been Troy Metzer. We have 3 34s, and I think it's Metzer. But let's see who's right. When you turn, there it is. Hey, one for the home team, baby.
You got it.
That's one.
Troy Metzger out of Oblong Pal Hut was able to make the tackle. And you know what's really unique, too, about this All-Star game, you got teams from Eastern Illinois joining forces here in the Wabash Valley. It's kind of nice to see that. Russell getting pressure, spins, looks downfield, covered, down the middle, dropped. Great defensive effort there by the goal to knock the football out of his hands. That was number 1. I think that was Grant Bell on the coverage.
Yeah, it was the receiver has to come back here. There's a lot of pressure. So as a receiver, you would never want to stop running and then come back to the football if you feel your quarterback's in trouble. And he does a pretty good job of this, just once again not able to hang on.
It'll be 4th down. They were inside the Matt Wren Realty zone, but a couple sacks have brought the football back to the 23. It'll be 4th and long. It'll be 15 yards to go. They will not kick a field goal here, as Jace Russell's calling the shots here at quarterback for the Black. Russell, 2-step drop, looks downfield to left side, and it's picked off. 10, 20. Gets a block and goes out of bounds. And that ball was intercepted by the gold by number 2, Carver Queen. We talked about him earlier. Comes up with a big interception of Jace Russell.
Well, the interception's not so bad because it's nothing more than a, if you will, a long punt. But what's huge here is the return. He really gives the gold team really good field position. I mean, you don't like interceptions. If you're going to give one up down that deep's not that big a deal, but he was able to really bring back the ball just shy of the 40-yard line. I like the call, though. Black went for it. He was pretty well, his receiver was well covered, just the ball was underthrown a little bit.
1st and 10 for the gold from the 39. The quarterback is Keegan Garrison. And they give up the middle and maybe a yard, and they're still pushing the pile there before the whistle blows. Good effort there by the goal. These kids are really fun. I think both coaches really felt comfortable and confident that they've got a lot of leaders. They're easy to coach. They're able to implement their systems quite quickly.
Yeah, we talked about it. These kids, and as it continues, you continue to play here a little bit. You get a little warm. You get a little edgy. I guarantee you as this game goes on, the hitting's going to pick up here even because it now turns into a game. It was all all-star talk. Now it's a game.
A 2-yard gain there. Good defensive effort there. I believe that was Lutz coming in and making the stop for the Black squad.
Looks like number 19.
Gavin Dorn on the ball carrier. 3rd down for the Golden.
Couldn't quite see his name. How many 19s we got? We got 2. Sonato, I believe, is the one who made the tackle there.
And Gavin Dorn was the ball carrier, number 24. Here's a little screen play, and there's a flag. There may have been a block in the back. They're going to call this one back as Dorn is still traveling around the 30-yard line, knocked out of bounds. But this is coming back.
Yeah, it's a tough play. It's actually a pretty cool call for an all-star game because the screen pass usually is one of those have to develop type plays. See, and he actually sells it pretty well, and you got the lineman out there. There's clearly the block in the back. That's a tough call because that lineman's out there kind of waiting, and things just didn't develop in an angle that he could stay away from hitting him in the back. That happens a lot of times on screen plays.
That's a huge penalty against the Gold squad here.
6:18 left here in this first half or first period of play.
One of our sponsors tonight is Terre Haute Convention Visitors Bureau. The Terre Haute Convention Visitors Bureau would like to welcome all fans and congratulate the participants in the 17th Annual Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star Game. Gold Squad with a football, third down, and long. Garrison out of Northview High School. Screen to the wide receiver on the far side. Great job railing to the football for the Black. I believe that was Austin Nuttall.
Yeah, what you're trying to do there is just get the ball in the hands of some speed. Just a quick slant in.
Actually, it was Jacob Mitchell out of Marshall, Illinois, was able to make the tackle, just a couple-yard gain, and now the Gold's forced to punt.
Yeah, you never know in a play like that. If you can just get maybe a quick inside slant and break a couple tackles with speed, you just never know, but pretty well defended by the Black squad.
Gold will punt, 4th and 11. Good protection. Taken at the 34, and he is down at the 36-yard line. A really nice effort.
Yeah, it was a good tackle, open field
Grant
tackle by the Gold team. Really a pretty good job, just kind of allowing not much of return.
That was Grant Bell, number 1, coming down and making a tackle for Coach Powell, Sullivan Arrows Gold team here at Memorial Stadium, and the Black takes over. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Scoreless here in the first quarter. The Black had a great drive there, didn't they?
Yeah, they really did. I thought they got some things going here. Both teams are still just trying to get a little rhythm. And the other thing you got is because in an all-star type environment, you're going to play a lot of kids. So about the time you get a little bit of momentum and consistency going, then you shift out players a little bit. So it's truly something you just continue to try to develop.
Nieves getting rushed by a couple guys. Great attack by the Gold. Coming up from the backside and making the tackle there. And a loss of a couple yards for number 20, Antonio Nieves out of South Vermilion.
Yeah, what you do here is just keep your base square. So these quick little running backs, they're the most difficult to bring down. And he does a good job of staying low, keeping his base wide, and making a good tackle.
Try Rollins from Eastern Green is credited with the tackle here. And that's a tackle for loss. 2nd and 14 after a loss of 4 for Nieves. Switzer now plays in the slot or the H-back position for the Black. Nieves is the running back. This is Nieves off the right side. He's across the 37-yard line, almost to the 40. Nice job by Nieves. Now they got a chance to either run or throw the ball on 3rd down.
Well, you're probably going to think about throwing maybe a screen pass, but you got to find your best 7-yard play here. Yeah, he was able to get a pretty good run here to at least get them something that's feasible in the passing game. So you need your receivers right now. Key here is know where the first down is. Don't come up a yard or two short. Find the first down marker, make your cut there.
3rd and 7 for the Black. Jace Russell, the quarterback, getting some pressure off the edge. He's going to take it up the middle. 45, he's got a block. 50, first down for the Black. Jace Russell scrambling down the middle of the field. He picks up a first down.
Or you have a quarterback that just decides he can find a first down and just do it, right? Hey, I talked about the keys again, make a play. And he made a play, and he was able to get his team a first down. He looks, reads, nothing there. And somehow he found a little gap there, and he knows where he's got to get to, and he got there.
And a nice block there by Hayden Switzer. He talked about his ability to catch and run the football, but this young man, number 3 out of South Putnam, he can block too. Russell out of the shotgun. 4-man front for the Gold. Nieves, 45. He's got some space, got a block downfield. Inside the 30 and a first down for the Black as they're marching once again.
Well, what I like so much about Nieves is he never stops moving his legs. Whether he's got 1 or 4 guys hanging on him, great coaching. Now take a look at his legs here. This is just a well-coached environment. Take a look at here. He's going to get hit. Never stops the legs. Never stops the legs. If you're not going to hit me low, my legs are going to move, and I'm going to move.
First down for the Black at the 30.
Black's got a little rhythm going here, Mike.
They are moving the football. The issues that they had earlier in their first possession was protecting the quarterback. If they can find a way to protect Jace Russell, they'll be able to capitalize and score points in this All-Star game. Gold showing blitz. Nieves, 30, inside the 25. Boy, he lowers his pads and gets through that
Yeah,
gap.
he does. And quite honestly, if you're the black team right now, if you're on the ground, you're getting big chunks of yardage. You're not going to pass. You're going. And what you might do is find a passing play because your running game is going so well, and because those safeties and linebackers are going to just keep cheating up, and then next thing they know, you get a quick pass over the top of one of them.
2nd and 4 after a gain of 6 for Nieves. Russell. Receivers are covered.
That's a free 5.
And a legal procedure. It appeared to me.
Now it's going to be all against the offense.
Yeah.
I thought they may have got that left defensive tackle, but he pointed to the other side, and the official agreed with him. I always liked that as a defensive player when the official agreed with me because I always said I was never wrong.
Cantor Welch from Owen Valley, number 34. He actually may have been lined off sides too as well. It was possible.
Yeah.
The flag was thrown right in front of him, but nevertheless, it's still 2nd and 9 for the Black, and they've got the football in gold territory. And we're playing this one in the first period of action here at Indiana State's Memorial Stadium. Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association. Russell to Nieves off the right side, and he is hammered at about the 27-yard line. A really nice play by the Gold.
Mike, you know what I used to do as a defensive tackle? I'd start talking to the offensive tackle so he couldn't pay attention to the snap and try to divert him from listening very well. And after a while, they get really disturbed me doing that. But a time or two, it worked because they couldn't hear the quarterback and they'd go all sides. Little trick of the trade, Mike. I won't charge you for that.
3rd down.
3rd down for the Black. 7 yards to go. Again, if the Black can find protection for Russell, they've got a chance to move this football, get it closer to that Matt Wren Realty red zone. Russell looking downfield, getting pressure, and he's going to go down.
Well, that's a sack coverage right there. There was nowhere to go to throw the football. The secondary does a pretty good job of spacing with those receivers, and he just didn't have any time because the receivers made no separation and the pressure got to him. Take a look. He looks. Look, he's got enough time. Just no separation from those receivers, and the pressure gets to him.
The sack made by Brock Carrington, Jan, from Greencastle. Brock Carrington and his brother Logan Carrington, outstanding players for Coach Myers' Greencastle Ball Club that finished the season at 6-5. The Carringtons are outstanding football players. Beautiful punt.
That is a good punt.
And it's fumbled and picked up by the Black.
There's the mistake. I talked earlier. Mistakes are always bad in a football game, but when you've just not had a lot of reps in handling the high punt in the sun, it makes it difficult. And here's an opportunity now for the Black squad with down in the red zone, an opportunity.
Down in that Matt Wren Real Estate red zone.
So he calls for a fair catch. I don't know if he loses in the sun or not, and just bounces off of him right where the opportunity comes for the Black squad.
That's unfortunate for Grant Bell's had a really outstanding defensive game for Coach Sullivan so far, or Coach Powell from Sullivan here in this first period of play.
See if they can get this in with 31 seconds left here in the first period.
Russell at quarterback, out of the shotgun here for the Black. Switzer, right side. He can score touchdowns at will. He's been outstanding. This past year had 10 touchdowns running for Coach Sorrell's ball club, the South Putnam Eagles. He gets a couple yards down to about the 2.
Brock Carrington from Greencastle, one of the tacklers out there for the Gold Squad. The Tigers of Greencastle.
They've had some outstanding football seasons recently. I remember a game with the South Putnam Eagle Ball Club that went down to the wire, and we have completed the first quarter of play with a score 0-0. Gold and Black. You're watching the 17th edition of the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association on the ISC Sports Network.
Connecting rural communities since 1952, Wabash Communications has committed to keeping you connected, providing broadband services even in remote areas, like high-speed fiber optic internet with speeds up to 1 gig, unlimited local and long-distance voice services, and crystal clear video picture and sound, along with other additional benefits. We strive to connect one town to another. We didn't create the communities in rural Illinois, we just helped connect them. Service speeds and availability will depend on location. Certain restrictions may apply. Contact us for complete details.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Endeavor Communications. Endeavor congratulates these gold members, Logan and Brock Carrington, Trey Goodman, Damien and Landon Giles, Brian Oliver, Hunter Ray, and Ethan Payne for their selection of the Wabash Valley All-Star team, and wish them success or whatever the next endeavor is for each of them. And Jan?
Yeah, at the end of the first quarter and each quarter, each of the coaching staff from each division selects a player to receive a $500 scholarship. This is for leadership, sportsmanship, and dedication to the game. This year's winners from the gold division, Brady Schaefer, Edgewood High School, and from the black, Hayden Switzer from South Putnam. Congratulations to both those young men. This year, the organization will go over the $100,000 mark of giving out scholarships. That's something pretty special, isn't it?
It is special. That's a great number because throughout the state, there are a lot of areas and pockets of high school football that do not have high school all-star football games. And this year alone, Tom Jones from Pacesetter, the organizer for this tournament, talked about the fact that they'll raise $6,000 alone this year.
Yeah, and it's good to see people like Tom and others that are so dedicated to keeping this thing going. There used to be a lot of all-star games, and they really have kind of dwindled down to not very many. So this is really special not only for these kids, but for this area of, quite honestly, one of the few all-star football games even still left for high school, and I just think it's something special.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal, and for the black team, they're making it special right now. They can make it even more so if they can score a touchdown. They have been moving this football as we start the second period of play. Jace Russell in the backfield with Nieves. Russell out of the shotgun. He gives to Nieves. Right side, he's in. Touchdown, black.
Yeah, you're not stopping him. Look at his angle of pursuit when he runs. If you don't hit a young man low like him, you're not going to bring him down, and that's why he scored so many points, because of his ability to stay so low to the ground, get his shoulders square, and a lot of momentum. And those types of runners are just so difficult to bring down, especially around the goal line.
Coming in to kick for the black, I believe this is Riley Stone out of Cascade. Holding for the black, it's number 34, Connor Welch from Owen Valley for the extra point for the black. And there it is.
Yes, he got it.
The extra point is good.
Black, 7. Gold, nothing. We'll be back after these messages on the ISC Sports Network.
7, gold division 0.
I'm Brent Compton with Pacesetter Sports. At Pacesetter Sports, we believe you need the proper gear with the right fit. From baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, we have everything. We're very proud to offer all the top brands. We have Under Armour, Nike, North Face, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks, New Balance. We'll match any online price. Come outfit your family here at Pacesetter Sports.
Taking a look at these fans from Memorial Stadium in Indiana State, a great turnout for the 17th edition of the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association and the Black Squad. Jan Boser's gone out in front. Great running game.
Yeah, it really was. They stuck to the ground and really got some momentum going, and for them with the touchdown, boy, you look out and it really is a nice crowd. Mr. Jones was telling me earlier on that this game used to be held at Rose-Hulman, but they outgrew it and were able to come here to Indiana State, where there's obviously plenty of room and has really fit them very well.
And right now, it'll be Gold football as they recovered it on a short kick at about the 36-yard line. And we don't expect a lot of outstanding kicking in this game, but it is, a matter of fact, an important aspect of this.
It is. You're going to get a kicker mad at you, Mike.
Well, that could be.
He hits the winning points. You know, kickers, they're kind of a breed of their own.
Garrison at quarterback. And the give is to Gavin Dorn from Richland County, who carries across the left side, and he fumbled the football.
Sure does.
And the black has recovered, and it's number 25 who came up with it. I believe that was Shea Andrews from West Vigo.
Well, he took a shot, and once again, reps have a funny way of, when you don't have a lot of reps, of carrying the football, getting hit. It's something you haven't done for a few weeks now. And he took a pretty good shot, and that ball just got jarred loose. And so, once again, limit the mistakes, and a couple mistakes now have hurt this Gold Ball Club. And boy, you just handed the black squad in their own territory, 41-yard line, Mike.
New quarterback now in for the black. It's number 14, Dawson Delape from Casey. He'll be in a position now where he's skippering this black offense. The handoff off the left side. I believe this is number 3. That's Hayden Switzer. He's near the first down. Hayden has had an outstanding ball game.
I tell you, Grant Bell, I believe, number 1, makes an arm tackle here. If he doesn't reach this arm out at the last second, this may have went clear to the end zone, but at the last second, I'm pretty sure it's number 1. Take a look here, right there. Now look, boom, right there. He literally pulls a shoestring to pull his feet out. He doesn't do that, and that's 6. It's a pretty cool play.
Second down and short from the 35. Again, Switzer, left side. Switzer to the 32. Great job of breaking down that running game by the Gold. I think that was Carrington again coming up with the tackle.
Number 50, Parker Jordan on the stop.
Big third down play here, 3rd and about 3.
Actually, Riley Stone is in the lineup at quarterback, the former South Putnam Eagle, instead of Delape from Casey. And the give to Nieves.
That's easy first down.
Wow, 25-yard line he goes. The black offensive line, Jan, doing a great job.
Yeah, that's a great call because they really are getting off the football. That's any lineman knows. It's just about you and desire and getting off the football. And the better you come off the football, the better off you're going to do blocking. And right now, the offensive line doing a really good job for their squad.
It'll be first down and 10 for the black. And let me tell you, I've seen Riley Stone play at quarterback for South Putnam. He can throw the football. The Gold will be under assault if he gets the ball in the air. Nieves, great job by the Gold in penetration. Another tackle for loss.
Well, that was penetration before he even almost handed the football off. That's a really good stop by the Gold squad. Didn't quite see who was underneath that big pile up to make that stop. But, man, he was through that front line before the ball carrier really even got the ball.
Brock Carrington was able to make the tackle out of Greencastle. Now, he and Logan Carrington, along with receiver from Cascade, Zarek Chmielewski, will be headed to Marion.
Oh, he's got a man open.
And this one is picked.
Underthrew him.
Yep.
He's seen his man, had him the whole way on that quick fly pattern, and just wasn't able to get enough on it because he had a step on him. But the ball was underthrown, and so instead of 6, it was intercepted.
Carver Queen gets his second interception of the ball game.
Now take a look at this. He's got the man beat. See, he's got the man beat by about 4 or 5 yards, and the ball just underthrown. But he literally had to throw that thing a country mile to get it that far.
Fund at Riley. 100%.
The other thing to remember, they're throwing the ball into the wind.
Yeah, that's a good point because that wind is coming right at his face in that position. That's a good point. Because he really gave everything he had to get that thing out there, but just didn't quite have enough to get that distance into the wind.
So the Gold comes up with a big turnover. They've had a couple in this ball game to keep themselves within striking distance here in the second period, down 7-0.
Well, I think we're going to have a timeout, I believe. I think we're taking a water break. That's what we're doing.
Smart move to take the water break, as we talked about. The temperatures here in the high 80s, and the humidity is pretty strong. Let's take a look at one of our sponsors in tonight's game, Daviess County Economic Development. The Daviess County Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau would like to congratulate Josh Krusenklaus and Alex Duffy at North Daviess High School for playing tonight's WVFCA All-Star Game. Daviess County is a place to do something great. That's go relax and enjoy all this when you visit Daviess County. And let me tell you about Jacob Krusenklaus. He's heading to DePaul. Okay. He's going to be a Tiger, so he's a football player. We know that program has been outstanding over a wide number of years.
Yeah, DePaul football is super good, been good through the years, and of course, you know, when they get together with Wabash, one of the best rivalries known to man.
And you know what? While we have a chance, why don't you talk about some of these kids who are moving on to play NAIA Division III, maybe even Division II?
Well, let's see our spotters here. He goes to St. Francis. Let's see if he's going to get any teammates here. I don't see anybody going to St. Francis.
You better go down there.
Yeah, Marion's picked up a few here. Wittenberg, that's just a good school over in Ohio. Augusta, Hanover, that's in the NAIA. Marion.
As we resume play.
And Wabash.
The Wabash Valley Football
you know, and NAIA football, a lot of people don't know a lot about NAIA football or basketball for that, but our spotter behind us, of course, he knows all about it. St. Francis went to the finals many a time. Marion's won it. St. Francis has won it. And so that it's really good
toss
football.
Sweep. I think we've got a safety upcoming. There it is. 2 points for the Black.
Yeah, that's making a play. We talked about a key in a defensive effort is just make a play. He really does a good job here of getting out the football. Let's take a look. This is a good angle to see his angle of pursuit. See, the ball's a little late getting to him, and that's
79, Caden McMahon was the guy that created the safety out of South Vermilion. The Black has been opportunistic every step of the way, with the exception of a couple turnovers in this ball game. And they take the lead 9-0 as we take a break here. And we talked a little bit about some of these programs that are picking up these kids. Well, Mitchell Box going to Wabash, Dawson DeLappy, we've mentioned him, going to Franklin, A.J. Cox going to Beloit, Zarek Chmielewski to Marion, along with the two brothers, Logan Carrington, Brock Carrington from Greencastle, Luke Cook on his way to Franklin. Kurt Mallory at Indiana State has two outstanding preferred walk-ons that we see here. We saw Jace Russell, quarterback, and Corbin Allen, an outstanding running back, will come here to Terre Haute to play his college football. Dylan Zenko will go to Anderson. Parker Hacker will go to Franklin. And Jeff Goebel to Eureka. And we mentioned earlier Jacob Krusenklaus from Daviess County, who will be heading to play for the DePaul Tigers. So we've got a lot of talent here, as the Gold will have to kick off here after the safety.
Good to hear my Ravens getting a good player. Anderson Ravens.
And here's the kick.
You can either punt it or kick it. He's going to punt it after his safety.
And this one is
not real far.
You got to hold on to it, and he drops forward at about the 47-yard line after a short return, and the Black will have the football, and they'll be in great shape.
Yeah, and the safety is one of a very unique play in football, because more often than not, you get the ball after you just scored two. You usually get the ball in really good field position. And if you're not careful, you could just turn the whole game, because you get two and you get good field position. And if you're an offense, you go, man, we can really lay a killer punch here. Let's see what happens.
Riley Stone stays in the ball game for the Black. The former South Putnam Eagle quarterback. He engineered that ball club to a 12-run record. This is Antonio Nieves. Inside the 40, that is a first down. Great run off the left side by Nieves.
Tripped up by number 13.
He's just striding through the line now. He's got great. Look at his stride here after he gets going. Talked about his first couple of steps. Now watch, when he gets in the open, quick shift left, and his strides are just almost a yard a stride, which really gets him good yardage.
They gave him 9. I thought that was a first down, but it's actually short of the marker. They moved the football back. Apparently his knee touched earlier. Doesn't matter. Nieves, 40, gets the first down to the 35-yard line. You mentioned he's got quick feet.
Well, he does, and he sees the field left and right or forward. You're going to see him move here as he quickly cuts outside. And that's, for me, always the sign of a really good running back, is when he hits and sees a tackler come, he's got that quick feet and can shift left or right. And that last play really makes a quick shift left. Now for a first down, that's really all he cared about.
35-yard line for the Black. Stone. Shotgun. Pressure coming to his left. 4 down linemen, but it looks like an outside backer, and another one is creeping up, and the Black wants a timeout. I think that confused Riley Stone a little bit. He wants a timeout. We'll come over and talk to the coaching staff, and with that, we'll take a break here on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Back at Memorial Stadium as Riley Stone rolled out to his right. He was looking for a receiver downfield. The ball slightly underthrown, but there is a flag on the play, and it may be a hold on the far side of the field against the Black.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, in an all-star game, for them to call holding, you have to be super holding. They try not to be super nitpicky in an all-star game. So I guarantee you if that flag was thrown, there was a little cha-cha going on dancing because he was holding pretty good.
15-yard penalty. That'll mark football way back at the gold 49-yard line for the Black. It'll be first and long from there. Four wide receivers employed by the Black. This is going to open up the field on the inside. Let's see if Nieves gets the football. There he is. 50, 45, gets a blocked out of the 40. Ball fumbled on the ground and is recovered by the goal.
Yeah, I think it got punched loose there at the last second because as he makes the turn, I think somebody from the goal squad got a hand on it, kind of punched it loose. Let's take a look here on the replay. He's kind of really carrying that thing out there. See, it's stripped from behind what happened, but he's not. That time he really just had that football kind of in his right arm, kind of open. And when you're running and somebody comes from behind you, it's a great opportunity to slap that thing loose, and that's what happened.
Austin Nuttall from Richland County recovers. The swipe there was from Brock Carrington out of Greencastle, as we talked about, en route to Marion University, where he'll become a Knight. Receiver screen left side, met at the 46-yard line and pounded. That was Grant Bell, the receiver. Good job defensively by the Black.
Pass to Nuttall.
Yeah, the Gold Squad's really tried this quick pass out in the flats a couple times to get it to their speed and really haven't been able to develop that much. Really good coverage by the Black Squad.
Second and about 7. And the give. Flag is thrown in the middle of the field as he cuts up front for about 3 yards. Preliminary call, holding on the offense.
Flag on the play, holding.
All right, this is an all-star game. Let me give you some free advice on offensive linemen. If you're an offensive lineman, you see the flag, get out of there because the film's running, and you never, as an offensive lineman, want to watch film when you're the one called for holding. So always, as soon as you see a flag, run out of there. So you hope that maybe they think your guard or whatever position, the guy next to you, that he did it. Because, see, in high school, I think in college now, I'm not sure, do they call out the number of the penalty? They might.
Yes, yes, they do.
In college, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so if they call your number, you point to the other guy. But see, in high school, you get away with it because they don't call the number. So just get out of the way so they think somebody else does it. So there's another trick of the trade, Mike.
Garrison, 3-step drop, downfield. Looking for Bill. He turns, and he threw it out of bounds. Great coverage there on the far side by Gabe Langley out of South Putnam.
I'll tell you, that ball was thrown very well. He put some muscle on that boy. Just wasn't quite on cue with the receiver, but I'll tell you, he showed his arm right there with that pass.
3rd and 21 for the Gold Division.
3rd and 21 for the Gold.
Now they've got themselves in a deep situation here. If you're the black squad, you got to think pass, so the front linemen take a little weight off their hand. There it is.
Screen on the right side. 28 gets away. Nice move there to the 35-yard line. Punt situation coming up for the Gold. Again, great job of attacking the line of scrimmage for the Black.
He was right on cue because as a defensive lineman, what you do is take a little weight off your hand, and now you anticipate pass. You kind of give up the run right here because you know they got to pass. So you really give up on that and get the quickest start you can. So you take a little weight off your hand and absolutely attack the quarterback. He really does a good job right there.
That was Corbin Allen, the outstanding player headed Indiana State out of Northview on that screen pass, number 26. Forcing the Gold now into a punting situation. They are down 9-0 here in the first half of play.
Still a lot of game to be played. They're right there, but they've got to get some offense going here.
Pretty solid kick if they can get a roll, and they do.
Yeah, it's a really good roll. Now, Mike, the sun's kind of went behind the clouds, so while it's still going to be a little warm, the sun's kind of went away, at least for a little while here, as the nighttime starts to approach.
It'll be first down for the Black squad. Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications congratulates Carson Fansel, Troy Metzger, Gavin Dorn, Jaden Fleming, Blaine Fryman, Austin Nuttall, Wyatt Brandt, and Jack McMicken on their selection to the Wabash Valley All-Star Team. Thank you, Wabash Communications, for these Gold Team members. First down for the Black. 17-yard line. They have the lead 9-0. Jace Russell from Terre Haute North. He's going to carry it. He fumbles the football. Let's see if they rule he was down.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
Nope.
It is a fumble.
It looked like it was pop loose. I think this is the right call. So we got a little fumbleitis going by both squads right now. Of course, you get a little tired, get a little hot. See what happens here. Well, the quarterback, see, that's stripped. That's just a good defensive play. That wasn't that badly held by the quarterback, but that's just a good defensive play of just stripping the football.
Ty Rollins, number 34 out of Eastern Green, was the guy that came up with a football for the Gold. Now the Gold has a chance. Outside the red zone. Running back down the middle of the field, down to the 10. They're driving him 4. They're still going all the way down to the 7-yard line. What a run for the Gold.
That looked like a scrum in that Australia league, where they all get tied together. But I'll tell you, little cross action in the backfield. And I think the Gold Squad perhaps got off the ball as well as I've seen them here in this first half. And they can really kind of make a game out of this if they can get something on the board here. So here's a cross action. Great hole on that left side and the 2 gap.
That's Brody Schaefer, number 34, the running back with a big gain out of Edgewood. Snap to the running back, down to the goal line. Touchdown goal.
Yeah, that's just desire from Allen.
Corbin Allen, the preferred walk-on Indiana State. This is home for him.
Yeah, he's seen, hey, I'm going to do this a lot of times in my career. Might as well get started now. He makes a little quick step left, kind of froze the linebackers. And then this is just all desire right here. Regis block. See that quick cut right there? That's the difference between going down and getting in the end zone.
Great call by Blaine Powell, the head football coach out of Sullivan for the Gold Division. They ran the Wildcat there. Now they'll try a 2-point conversion instead of kicking the football with Garrison running out of the shotgun. Keegan, fake toss. That's not Keegan Garrison. That's number 26. That's Corbin Allen, who just scored the touchdown.
Yeah, 2-pointer goes awry. So, but at least for the Gold team, Mike, they were able to get something on the scoreboard before halftime and to keep this thing close. Well, that's what you want in an all-star game. Just keep the games close, because we've seen anything and everything happen here in the first half, and just know what might happen in the second half.
Endeavor Communications offers high-speed service, and that businesses and residences need to stay ahead. Get the internet performance that makes it all happen ridiculously fast at weendeavor.com. That's weendeavor.com, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, we do.
We'll be back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Connecting rural communities since 1952, Wabash Communications has committed to keeping you connected, providing broadband services even in remote areas, like high-speed fiber optic internet with speeds up to 1 gig, unlimited local and long-distance voice services, and crystal clear video picture and sound, along with other additional benefits. We strive to connect one town to another. We didn't create the communities in rural Illinois, we just helped connect them. Service speeds and availability will depend on location. Certain restrictions may apply. Contact us for complete details.
Well, the Gold gets set to kick off as they get on the scoreboard. They are not able to get points off the extra point attempt, but they trail just 9-6 now here in the second quarter. A nice kick driving them back at about the 10-yard line. That's Switzer, 20. Cuts to the right side, and he's driven down. Look how strong he is as he goes forward to the 30. 52, I believe, makes the tackle for the Gold. That's Eli Hughes. It'll be first down for the Black.
One of the other things, we talked a lot, Mike, about is the scholarship money. We also want to recognize scholastic achievement each year and present a $500 scholarship based on class standings, achievement, and leadership. The scholarship is presented each year. We had 2 equally qualified recipients. Both were number 1 in their class. Both has a 4.0 average. Both were class valedictorians. Both were captains of respective teams. This year's recipients, Casey Bowling from Terre Haute North and Corbin Allen from Northview. The smart guys.
And they're not only smart, but they're great athletes.
They're great people, and I love it when the smart guys play football because it raises the overall IQ. But congratulations, that's quite an honor. To be 4, I can't even imagine getting a 4.0. That's unbelievable. Great job. It's so important for people to get their grades and then bring it out to the football field. And congratulations to both of them. I'm not making fun of that at all. I'm respectful of it because that football takes a lot of your time. And when you can still get a 4.0, that's amazing.
Hayden Switzer now in the slot. We just saw him, number 3. He's been an outstanding football player. This is Nieves. Antonio as a first down for the Black. The Black runs the football towards the 45-yard line. You see the clock at 4:41.
And both for valedictorians. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Black versus Gold, 9-6. Out of Northview, the Gold squad has been led by Keegan Garrison, and now we're looking at Jace Russell out of Terre Haute North. The Black squad, his ball club, up 9-6. And great job defensively by the Gold coming up and making the tackle. I believe that was Xander Wilbur out of West Vigo. And the clock continues to run here, Jan, and there has to be a concern possibly from the Black squad about conserving some time here if they continue to move the football downfield.
Yeah, they got a long way to go here. So with a 2nd and long, well, they certainly have had a running game throughout this first half. You got to think, to your point here, with 3:33 left, they've got to maybe start opening up just a little bit here in order to have time to get into the end zone.
Russell, the give, And the running back charges forward to the 45-yard line after a gain of about 6.
Mike, at halftime, we're going to talk to Brent Compton of Pacesetter Sports, so we'll look forward to talking to him.
And it's so important for sponsors and contributors to make this event happen.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely remarkable what we see here tonight at Indiana State. We had a chance to take a look at the crowd. It was estimated last week there may be 1,500. I think there could be 3 or 4.
Oh, you got that easy.
This is
It's
tremendous
a really
turnout.
nice crowd. And that's great because that just helps this organization continue. I mean, we've just look how much we've talked about scholarship money they've handed out already, so that keeps the money moving, and that's what this is all about.
Russell on his own runs the football near the 50. Now, what he did not do is run out of bounds.
Well, I think what's happening here is the Black squad says, listen, we got a lead. We don't want to do anything silly like in the passing game and throw it away. So their defense has played pretty well. You got a little bit of lead going into halftime. So at least from a football perspective, they're playing the conservative game here just a little bit. Going to punt it away here and play some defense.
Riley Stone is set up to punt at his own 32-yard line. He's way back there.
Timeout, Black.
I wonder if they're setting up something else besides a punt here.
I wouldn't think so, but we'll see. It's interesting timeout called at that time, but perhaps they didn't have everything set, or maybe you think about a fake punt. I suppose that's possible if they're allowed. Some All-Star games they are, some All-Star games they're not. I don't know if that's the point of emphasis here, or they may be talking about coverage here. Guys, make sure that we cover all the lanes. Could be a number of things here, or perhaps, hey, if they line up in this type of defense, call an audible. You just never know. You doubt that in an All-Star game, but we'll see what all they're talking about. A long discussion.
It looked to me that Riley Stone was lined up as a punter way back, a lot further than he normally does, but nevertheless, we'll see what happens. The football at the 49-yard line of the Black. They need just 4 yards for a first down.
Yeah, and I don't think you can rush the punter. They don't allow you to do that.
There's a snap. That's a good one. And
yeah.
Boy, he gets off a nice punt.
Yes, he did. He got all that thing. And
it's a touchback.
Boy, he did. That
49-yarder.
That was a zoomer.
Riley Stone out of South Putnam nails one in the end zone. The Gold will start at their 20-yard line. And speaking of the Gold, their defense has been outstanding. Brock Carrington, Elias Gordon, Carver Queen, Logan Carrington, those guys have really stepped up and played great football tonight.
Yeah, overall, I think for both squads, all things considered, the defense has played pretty well. We thought perhaps there might be a little more passing game, but quite honestly, it's been just the opposite. A little more running game and not as much passing tonight.
Out of the shotgun, pass is caught by Grant Bell. There he goes, the 40, and finally run out of bounds. And a great pass and catch as Grant Bell out of Sullivan makes the catch. That Fleming. It looks like Jaden Fleming, number 1. We actually have 2 number 1s out here in the field.
Richland County ran a really nice route, and about the time I said that the passing game may be put to bed here early, here it is. That's a beautiful pass out and uses his hands. Always like to see the receivers use their hands to catch the football. Offsides. I think this is going to go against.
Got a new quarterback and a new quarterback for the Gold. It's number 12.
That's going to be a dead ball foul, and then you just move it off 5.
Luke Cook from Marshall is the quarterback. 2-step drops. Here's a blitz. He gets away from it. Shows good footwork. Looks downfield. He's going to carry and gets hammered from behind at the 45-yard line, but he's got a first down.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Mark, but isn't that a school in Illinois? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You talked about announcing there are a lot of players from the state of Illinois here.
There were supposed to be a couple kids from Paris, but they were on vacation. They weren't here. There were a couple Robinson kids. We talked about Marshall, so
yeah,
it's nice to see that.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, just because they're in Illinois. They're just literally not that far
Toss,
away.
there it is, down the sideline. 15-10. That's a first down for the Gold, and that's number 24, Gavin Dorn.
Well, that's the best pitch and catch of the ball game right now. This ball was perfectly thrown to Dorn, and he just caught this thing in stride. By far the best pitch and catch. See, plenty of time. First of all, he's rolling to his left. Look where he puts that football. In stride, up where the hands can get it. Beautiful play.
In the Matt Wren real estate red zone for the Gold here, deep in the second quarter. 24, again, that's Gavin Dorn off the right side. Gets a couple yards and a timeout for the Gold. They want to stop this clock with under a minute to play here in the half.
Now we have to ask ourselves the question, did the black squad get a little conservative and leave too much time on the clock for the Gold? They may, well, at least they got a great opportunity here to take the lead into halftime. How about that?
Yeah, that would be pretty remarkable, because when I look back at the first two quarters, Jan, I think black outplayed Gold. And yet the Gold has been able to move the football, and now they're within 6 yards.
They have a shot. You're right, especially in that first period. Pretty dominating performance, but since that time, the Gold squad just kind of hung around, and I think their defense has gotten a little better. And now all of a sudden they got a spark on the pass play, and with 56 seconds left, they have a real shot of taking the lead here at halftime. You never know.
Well, the playbook is open now for Blaine Powell from Sullivan, the head coach of the Gold division, as he has now Luke Cook from Marshall's the quarterback. And one thing we haven't seen is a little bootleg action out of the quarterback. Perhaps we could see Cook handle the football all by himself there out of Marshall, number 12. Take a good look at the Gold youngsters heading out to the football field on this nice turf here at Memorial Stadium at Indiana State University, where Kurt Mallory has done a tremendous job with the Sycamores.
Yes, he has. And this turf looks like it's relatively new. This is really nice turf.
Snap back to the quarterback. He will keep it. He'll go up the middle, and he will be stood up at about the 4-yard line.
Well, this is a pretty good job. Take a look at the blocking coming up here. And you always tell a quarterback, Mike, that's going to go into sales, because he really sells things. Look at this. He sells that fake as well. And quite honestly, we all kidding aside, that's part of football. The more you can sell that fake and freeze linebackers, the better you can give that time for that line to block, and that's exactly what it was, a nice hole. One of the kind of things of football that people really don't appreciate is the great faking of a really good quarterback, what it can do to the defense.
And Jan, you know what I think? I think they ran the Wildcat. I missed it. Corbin Allen actually was the guy that ran the football.
Yeah, it was.
And yet he came up a little bit short, but they were able to call a timeout down 9-6 here in the first half.
You know what I really like about All-Star games, Mike, is when they exchange emblems on the helmet. See, look at these helmets. That designates an All-Star game when you've got all kinds of different things on your helmet. That means, you know what that means? That's just friendship, because they've talked about it. Hey, I'll give you one of my emblems, you take one of mine, and that's what you're seeing here. And that's kind of a symbol of friendship, and that speaks a lot about this organization, how close really these guys really are.
Look, just a minute there at Damian Giles, a lineman from Linton, number 69. Brian Oliver has done a great job at Linton Stockton last year. His ball club, the Miners, 8-4. There could have been movement in the backfield. And again, that's 26. He tried to turn and hand the football off to somebody, Allen, but he was brought down about the 5. Solid defense.
Yeah, it was. No, I'm with you. I think there was a little quick start there by the right halfback, but it wasn't called.
Parker.
Timeout by the Gold squad, Mike.
And Parker Hacker, 58, was one of the tacklers. Again, South Putnam's had a lot of participation in this football game, and that may be the Gold's final timeout. It's kind of interesting, Jan, to think about the fact that teams from Illinois also are joined here from Indiana, because Josh Whitman, who's the athletic director at University of Illinois, is in fact a Hoosier. He played his high school football at Harrison High School and later played collegiately for the Fighting Illini before he came back to become one of the youngest athletic directors in the Big Ten. Of course, a young athletic director here, Sherrod Klingscales, who played, I believe, as prep baseball at Brebeuf Jesuit. At one time, Brebeuf had 3 college athletic directors in the state of Indiana. Morgan Burke at Purdue, Fred Glass, and Sherrod. It's pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
Brebeuf had 3. So it'll be 4th and goal for the Gold. It's now or never with 31 seconds here in the second period. And number 12, the quarterback for the Gold, out of Marshall, Tristan Drake, back in the lineup.
You know, you're talking about South Putnam. Of course, they had a big sectional victory this year and a lot of seniors. Lost to Covenant Christian in the regional. But that South Putnam was a really, really dominated, really good senior class this year.
And this graduating senior, Luke Cook, attempted to hit Jaden Fleming in the backside of the end zone, and he missed him.
Well, the Gold Squad missed an opportunity here to go into halftime at least with 28 seconds, still anything possible, but give credit to that defense of the Black Squad, kind of holding set there a little bit.
Stone at quarterback for the Black. Let's see if he just sits down with a football or they try to sneak something here against the Gold. Probably not.
They're just going to kneel here. Well, somebody's not kneeling.
There's a Black player running off the field, and they're going to call an illegal procedure against the Black. And officials, they're making calls here tonight.
I'm not sure what that was all about.
Awfully difficult to make substitutions when you're an all-star game.
And that's a good point as well, Mike, because they're trying to get a lot of people in and out, and it's a lot of people think, well, as a head coach, you just show up here, and no, it's a lot of organization involved. You're trying to get players, as many snaps you can get them, but at the end of the day, coaches want to win. It's in their blood. Players want to win, so you try to do enough to get that win, and I think that's going to pretty much do it for the first half, Mike.
Yep, Riley Stone takes a knee, and it's the Black 9 and Gold 6, the 17th edition of the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association from Memorial Stadium at Indiana State. Stay tuned for Brent Compton. He'll be our halftime guest from Pace Setter Sports, along with Jan Bozer. You've been watching this great all-star game on the ISC Sports Network.
I'm Brent Compton with Pace Setter Sports. At Pace Setter Sports, we believe you need the proper gear with the right fit. From baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, we have everything. We're very proud to offer all the top brands. We have Under Armour, Nike, North Face, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks, New Balance. We'll match any online price. Come outfit your family here at Pace Setter Sports.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Well, we're back here at halftime. The Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star Game at halftime. The Black Squad leads just by 3, 9-6. Our halftime guest is Brent Compton. Brent, tell us a little bit about Pace Setter Sports. What makes it different? There's so many places you can buy sports equipment today. What separates Pace Setter Sports from everybody else?
Well, we're one of the few sporting goods stores that still has a retail front and do team sales. So we have the walk-in business. We wait on customers. We do a lot of run specialty. We do almost every sport with footwear, equipment, uniforms, the whole bit. And then we also have an outside sales staff that calls on leagues, organizations, high schools, colleges, professional teams. And we are very proud to be a family-owned business. We're founded in 1982. And we've just got a legacy that not many have anymore.
You know, and I'm a relationship type guy. I like to do business with people who are relationship oriented. And what I read on your website, and it interests me about the family aspect of it, is it sounds like what you really try to do, not only just from a consumer who comes in, but high schools, colleges, whatever, you want that relationship because, hey, Brent, I need a pair of shoes. not everybody can do that, right?
That's exactly right, and amen to that. We, we've got a kid that's playing in the game tonight, Jace Russell from Terre Haute North.
Mm-hmm.
We invest a lot in this local Wabash Valley community, but we carry footwear, up to a size 21. We're all the time getting calls from.
So you're calling Shaq, huh?
Yeah, about that. But the Indianapolis, this last week, the Indianapolis Colts called. They said they had a kid up in Carmel, Indiana, that needed a size 18 football shoe. Football's kicking back up. We're celebrating this All-Star game tonight, and this is a great way to end these kids' career here. But, during the day today, there were a lot of 7-on-7 tournaments across the state.
Right.
And kids are in the weight room. They're getting ready, and kids are struggling to find things. There just is not many places locally, whether it's up in Indianapolis market or down here in our Terre Haute area, to just walk in and touch, feel, see, and get the equipment and get the service and get that family-friendly, feel to it.
I'm a shoe guy. When I played college and high school, what I put on my feet were so important because of people to understand how sophisticated shoes are now. You just take for granted. You put on a pair of shoes. It's much more than that because the shoe for just about any sport, football, basketball, tennis, whatever it is, golf, shoe is quite honestly, if not the most important, one of the most important pieces of equipment that you can put on your body. And if you don't know a lot about it, you may put the wrong size and cost yourself something, right?
That's absolutely correct. And, and people have different widths. There's people that have really wide feet.
Right.
There's people that have really narrow feet. In this particular sport that we're watching tonight, you've got skilled players that need a lighter weight shoe.
Right.
Want something faster. You've got linemen that need something durable. A lot of times the linemen have a little bit wider foot. And to know about those different products and to be able to, teach families, especially young families, that, hey, as nice as that shoe looks, your son is a skilled player. He doesn't need this big, heavy lineman shoe. And your lineman doesn't need, the fastest, quickest, lightest weight shoe that he's going to blow out if he takes one cut the wrong way.
And the evolution of the shoe, whether it's football, basketball, I'm an old guy, so, I remember putting a high-top Converse on what are those shoes used to be called?
Taylors.
Chuck Taylors, yeah. Of course, that was high tech for us then,
Yeah.
But the shoe has gotten super sophisticated in all different brands, right?
That's exactly right. Yes, it definitely has maturated into that. And, we do a lot in everyday footwear. I mean, just for instance, just walking around. I mean, whether you're wearing a walking shoe or a running shoe, we carry those types of shoes as well. And the same thing goes that, you and I might need much different shoes depending on, whether we have flat feet, whether we have arches, whether we have orthotics. Right. And, we take a lot of pride in differentiating ourselves from our competitors in all forms, whether it's in the team sales or whether it's in the retail, by educating our staff and learning how to sell those products differently.
And we've spent a little time talking about shoes, but obviously you sell just about anything and everything to do with the sports. If you don't have it, you can get it, right?
That's exactly right. We've recently added, like custom embroidery machines and sublimation and printing equipment. We've kind of expanded into that market. We've been in the team sales market. Here in the Wabash Valley, we've got the guys with a lot of the leagues, and we've got a lot of Illinois kids playing here today. We go all the way over to Central Illinois. One of the quarterbacks here on the Gold team had a nice pitch and catch here, had a nice little drive down almost to take the lead. But Luke Cook's playing in this game.
Right.
And 17 years ago, this game was founded, and Luke's older brother played in our very first game.
That's special.
And so we've been a proud partner here of this game for all 17 years. And seeing a kid like Luke down there today from Marshall and his older brother Adam got to play in the very first game, and this group of coaches in the Wabash Valley, and we've got Indian Creek over here from Trafalgar. That's getting, it keeps growing.
It does.
This game keeps growing and matriculating, but they're so professional, they're so kind, they're so generous that it makes it easy for us to want to be a part of it because of how many great people are participating in it.
You know what I find so special about this, and I want to talk about this a little bit, there used to be a lot of all-star games. Now there's not very many, and the fact that your organization, your community really has helped this develop into something special. Tell us why it's special and why you guys are so involved with this Wabash Valley Football Coach Association All-Star Game.
Well, it is a perfect storm of great people. You've got, Greg Barrett, Jeff Cobb, Tom Jones, and all of the Wabash Valley coaches. I mean, from, all over Robinson and Paris and over to Greencastle, South Putnam, now Indian Creek. But you've got all the Wabash Valley coaches that have all teamed up to be good people. Then you've got Terre Haute First, Norm Lowry, Mr. Lowry, the Convention and Visitors Bureau ourselves. It was like a perfect team of people that came together to not only fund it, to organize it, to invest both financially and time and just keep it being a very, very positive moment for these kids.
Brent, thanks for all you do. Thanks for helping us out here today. Great talking to you. Hey, Pace Sitter Sports, pay them a visit. They help out, you help them out, all right?
Right on.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We've been talking to Brent Comer here, Compton, I should say, at halftime. Our score here is the Gold Team 6 and the Black 9 on the ISC Sports Network. We'll be back for the second half right after this.
I'm Brent Compton with Pace Setter Sports. At Pace Setter Sports, we believe you need the proper gear with the right fit. From baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, we have everything. We're very proud to offer all the top brands. We have Under Armour, Nike, North Face, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks, New Balance. We'll match any online price. Come outfit your family here at Pace Setter Sports.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Memorial Stadium, Indiana State University. This is the 17th annual Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star Game, halftime. Black 9, Gold 6. I'm Mike Walensky, along with Jan Bozer. And Jan, talk about this football game. Take a look at the quarterback play.
Well, we've talked about at times the passing game has tried to develop, but for the most part, this game has been very run-oriented. And there you see a pass that was just a little underthrown, I should say, and picked off. Didn't really hurt much because it was so deep. And here you see a screen pass over, and a holding call is going to bring it back, but it's certainly well sold, well developed, but unfortunately came back.
And that running back is Corbin Allen, number 26, an outstanding football player out of Northview. He'll play at Indiana State next year.
Yeah, I thought he played pretty well there in the first half. And you mentioned a couple times, Mike, during the broadcast, all things considered, I thought both offensive lines played pretty respectable, and at times, even without a lot of stunts and a lot of practice, I thought really the defenses played pretty well. That's why we see just a 6-9 ball game, kind of a little bit of a stalemate offense-defense type thing going on.
That was a big play there. A lot of pressure up front by the Black to get that safety.
Well, this young man here, this play here wasn't kind to him, but that's really the only negative I thought he had in that first half. I thought he was spectacular around the football.
And that's Antonio Nieves out of South Vermilion, and he's a youngster, has not signed to play collegiate football next year.
And there you see the score by Allen. Thought that run was spectacular. And this pitch and catch right here was perfect. Probably the best pass and catch so far of both teams. And it was prime time for the Gold team.
Luke Cook, quarterback. Gavin Dorn, the receiver. Great job. There's a little wildcat action. And unfortunately for the Gold, didn't work.
No, and you see the big guy there. Really, I thought doing a good job of getting out and making a block, but it just quite didn't happen. And there you see the really good crowd here. Everybody's just ready to get back to I'm not sure what normal is anymore. I think I may have forgot, but this feels good. I know that. To see fans in the stands, people watching football again, and hopefully this fall when it comes around to high school, we see just jam-packed stadiums for high school football.
One of the things I noticed, Jan, at halftime is a lot of fans left the stadium to go outside. There's a lot of tailgating going on here, and I was really surprised how many people were here setting up their grills and cooking outside, making it a great day here in Terre Haute.
Well, that's why this is an annual event, because it's developed into that. You don't just put on an all-star game, people understand what they can and can't do. This is now turned into kind of an event as much as it is a football game. I was here 2 hours early, and they were out there tailgating. Of course, nobody offered me anything, but next time I come back, they will, because they know how much I enjoy hot dogs.
Well, Jan, there's so much to be said about this Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association. One of the things you mentioned early on was the fact that this year they will have surpassed raising over $100,000 since this game began 17 years ago. That's impressive. And the fact that this year they'll give out $6,000 in scholarships. And I was told that actually the players voted on the scholarships, and that is itself very impressive.
Well, each year they present our largest scholarship this year, named in the honor of Jay Barrett, an inaugural member of the WVFCA Hall of Fame. This is a $1,000 scholarship and is voted on strictly by the players at the end of practice on Friday, and is based upon their leadership, athletics, and standing among their peers. This year's award winner from the Gold Division, Corbin Allen, Northview High School, and from the Black Division, Antonio Neves, South Vermilion High School. Congratulations, a $1,000 scholarship. That's unheard of. That's phenomenal.
Tom Jones, the organizer for this event, talked about the fact that 17 years ago, Greg Barrett from South Vermilion was very influential in getting this going, along with Norm Lowry from First Financial Bank. In the first 2 years, this game was played at Rose Holman. The one thing that stands out in my mind is that one of the scholarships is named after Wayne Staley. And I say this because our broadcast colleague, Mark James, had an opportunity when he was in high school to manage a football team in Monrovia, coached by Wayne Staley. And Mark absolutely, in my opinion, idolized Wayne Staley when he was around. He's passed on. His memory will be forever. He was a tremendous football coach, not only Monrovia, but here in Terre Haute as well.
Yeah, and I so respect Mark James and what he does and the people he respects. And this is kind of his area around here, too, and he knows all those types of people. Mark knows everybody, but specifically around the Wabash Valley and the Coaches Association. And I've heard him talk about that and how special that gentleman was and what he did and how he did it. So that is such a great honor to be recognized, for somebody who put so much into things. And congratulations to those two winners in the name and the honor of that gentleman.
Jan, Tom Jones talked about the fact that when the All-Star game first started, it was split in half, north-south. They used I-70 as sort of the line in terms of what team an individual will go to, but they've changed that to make it more competitive, because I think it was a team from the South that only won one time over the first number of years. Now the coaches can select and draft players, and I think Blaine Powell from Sullivan and Chuck Sorrell from South Putnam did a really nice job. There's definitely balance.
Yeah, there really is, and that's why they try to get into. Real quickly, you see the gentleman that we just talked about receiving those $1,000 scholarships for both squads, but I like the way they do that. It try to keep things even. What you don't want in an all-star game is really one side just so more dominant than the other side. So the design has worked. We've got a great even game here through one half, and should be exciting. That keeps the fans around. That keeps everybody involved in the game, and I like the format.
I'd like to mention the coaching squads, because they are incredibly important in driving this football game tonight. Chuck Sorrell's staff on the black squad includes Casey Pinnell from Robinson, Steve Spinks from Indian Creek, as well as John Butler, Seth Hammond from South Putnam, Terry Yoop from South Vermilion, Troy Isles from West Vigo, and Trent Fine from North Davies. So the gold squad, headed up by Sullivan's Blaine Powell, has Matt McLaren and Mike Caton, both from Sullivan, are his assistant coaches. Mark Rates, the head coach, as we talked about, from Northview. His assistant, Aaron Edwards. Brian Oliver, mentioned him, great head football coach at Linton Stockton. They're on the verge at some point of competing for a state championship. He's done a tremendous job there. And Ben Blank is also an assistant with the Gold Squad. He's out of North Vermilion. And these coaches volunteer their time to come over here. Some travel many as 50, 60 miles to get them here. I mean, it's not like it's in your backyard.
No, I think it's a good point for this perspective, because what that coach is showing, not only to these young men on an all-star game, but to the players back in his school, how much he cares about, A, young people, and B, the game. And that goes a long way when you're developing and building a team in a school. All the things you do are watched. In fact, sometimes too close, microscopically, you might say. But it means so much because your players are proud of you, what you do, and for them. And so it is a lot of work, and they volunteer, and it's an honor, but it's still a lot of work.
One thing that really struck me the last couple years, in my opinion, covering state of Indiana high school sports, is to some degree football has now in some areas surpassed basketball. I mean, it's just absolutely remarkable to see the kind of support football is getting.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that, and part of the reason is football's turned into an event. As much as the thing about football, it's every Friday night. It's an event, and people, the community come out, they tailgate, everybody gets involved, and it's really kind of turned into a huge, huge event, and that's what I like about it. And the quality of football in Indiana in the last 20 years has just skyrocketed on top of that. So there's a lot of pluses to what's going on in Indiana high school football.
Well, we've kept it here because I thought initially they were going to kick the football off right away, but they weren't able to do that. They let both teams collect themselves on the sidelines, but now the gold team, as you take a look at the screen, are coming back out on the field and they're ready to kick off, and we're ready to go here to play the second half of football. Tell you what, both teams defensively, you talked about, played really well. Offensively, there have been some mistakes made, but that's going to happen in an all-star game.
Yeah. No, I think for the most part, all things considered, it was, pretty well played. Mike, another thing, we just real quickly, we talk about coaches, and these coaches here, this last year, what they had to go through to make their season happen, to get their young kids and keep them focused with all the adversity. These coaches throughout Illinois, Indiana, whatever the case may be in high school, deserve a round of applause because what they were able to pull off is truly can be congratulated. It really is.
Kick onside, it appeared to be. The Gold picks it up at about the 45-yard line and still driving and finally dropped at their own 48-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Gold. Great field position. And speaking of last season, Illinois' high school football season was delayed due to COVID-19 and the pandemic. And a lot of these kids out here that come from Illinois high school programs ended their season late April.
Yeah. That every state kind of handled it a little bit different.
And Illinois didn't even have a full season.
Yeah, that was tough. Every situation was just hopefully something we don't ever have to see again in our lifetime, but you just never know. But you know what? At the end of the day, some football was played, and you just got to go forward.
Allen across the 50-yard line into black territory. Nice run on first down for the Gold as they set the tone here to start the third period, trailing 9-6.
I was telling you a couple weeks back, I did the state softball state championships in Indiana at Center Grove, and that place was sold out every single, I believe, every 1A, 2A, 3A, 4. That tells you how bad people want to see sports.
Allen, the ball carrier, and stepping in to make the tackle is Brett Barger, who's had a great week, an outstanding week according to Chuck Sorrell. Brett Barger out of Indian Creek comes up and makes the tackle. And it'll be third down and 4 for the Gold upcoming. This is a big down for both ball clubs.
Well, Mike, we've dropped a whopping 2 degrees since the game kicked off. It's now 84 versus 86. But the sun has went behind the clouds.
Garrison looking downfield. The pass is off the helmet of the intended receiver and goes out of bounds. I believe that was Austin Nuttall, number 15 out of Richland County, who was the intended receiver.
Yeah, I don't think he really had much of a chance. Real estate kind of ran out there. I'm not so sure he actually touched that while he was out of bounds. But I'll tell you, the secondary coverage, specifically on the black side, has been pretty solid all game long.
Special teams play has been fairly good, too. I hope I don't jinx the center here because the center snaps have been very good. Even though there's not a rush on the quarterback, still, there's been some good execution. Another nice snap. High kick drives Switzer And Switzer lets it go, and it goes into the end zone. Nice punt.
Smart play. If it's in the 10, let it go in. And it's pretty close, and he makes a great decision here. A lot of receivers get themselves in trouble there by trying to just make a play when there really isn't one.
First down and 10 upcoming for the Black from their own 20-yard line here at Indiana State's Memorial Stadium. A good look at the sideline of the Black, coached by Chuck Sorrell out of South Putnam. As we've talked about, the Eagles had a tremendous year last year at 12-1. And there's some really good football coming out of Putnam County. Greencastle 6-5. North Putnam's played good football over the years. Riley Stone starts at quarterback. He's another South Putnam Eagle. And the Gold does a good job of crashing down the line of scrimmage. Carrington, one of the tacklers out of Greencastle, comes up and knocks down Hayden Switzer for just no gain.
Lane Fryman, number 72, another one of the tacklers, I should say, from Richland County. Big young man.
And again, Richland County out of Illinois. So it's nice, again, to see that mix of Illinois and Indiana here in the Wabash Valley. 14, Riley Stone at quarterback. His teammate, Hayden Switzer, joins him in the backfield. This is Switzer. 25. Gets out to the 28-yard line, near the first down but short.
Well, he kind of made something out of nothing. It didn't really look like there was much real estate available, but he kind of found a little gap there and squeezed right through it.
Switzer on the ball carry, brought down by Clayton Bailey.
Switzer, boy, he just had a phenomenal year at, once again, South Putnam. South Putnam's get a lot of publicity here today, Mike.
Yeah, they are, with Chuck Sorrell, and they deserve it.
They do.
When you go to the top and you're 12-1, the whole world can talk about you.
Yeah, they were undefeated regular season, just run into a really tough Covenant Christian, I believe. Beat him in the regional.
Switzer, and he is hit right at the first down marker, but I think he might have gotten it. He's strong enough to bull his way forward across the 32-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Black. Hayden Switzer showing some power with that upper body.
Switzer on the ball carry, gains enough for a first down.
Good look at the Gold team. Number 1, Grant Bell. Number 2 is Carver Queen. Queen already.
Last stop was made by number 12,
out of
Elias Gordon.
Sullivan has 2 interceptions in this ball game.
Well, I was thinking we might want to turn the lights on, but I'm looking at the lights. I believe they are on. They're those new LED ones and a little different. They point right to the ground. They're really unique. They're really good lighting, but they're kind of unique the way they come on, light the field.
Stone, the give to the running back, Switzer, and again, great penetration by the Gold. Carrington, one of the tacklers for the Gold, as Hayden Switzer gets a couple yards. That's Carrington, number 23, Brock Carrington, his brother, Logan Carrington, number 21. Both go to Marion.
The Black squad has been pretty comfortable running the football. You got a kind of an interesting down here. Let's see what they might consider doing from the shotgun with a second and about 8.
Riley Stone, Nieves, and he's going nowhere. The Gold managed to get him down right behind the line of scrimmage.
They just have really locked in on this running game. They've got a comfort with it, and rightfully so. But now they've got kind of a real have-to-pass situation here with a 3rd and almost 9 now.
Jan coming from the backside was number 12, Elias Gordon out of Northview. He's been a playmaker in today's football game for the Gold. 3rd down and long for the Black. Riley Stone looking deep. This one is caught at the 30-yard line and down to the 27, and a first down for the Black. And a great catch down the right side to Zarek Chmielewski out of Cascade.
Well, the key here, Mike, is the receiver comes back for the football. He throws this ball a country mile, but still, as far as he threw it, the receiver absolutely keeps his eyes glued, and a good receiver has as good as eyes as he does hands. And take a look here. If he doesn't come back for this football, he'll never have a shot at it. And right at the last second, he kind of hesitates, come back, and that's a nice reception.
Zarek Chmielewski from Cascade with a reception, the first down. He's heading to Marion. Watch him closely. He could be a real steal for the Knights this year. Nieves off the left side. He gets through a small hole. But again, those linebackers did a great job of attacking and dropping him down.
Nieves on the ball carrier.
52, Eli Hughes out of Sullivan, I think was a tackler. Again, there's two number 52s for the Gold. One is Braden Sherman out of Lawrenceville, and 52, Eli Hughes out of Sullivan.
Yeah, and what the organization does is allow everybody to wear their own number, and therein lies the allow of the duplicate numbers. But what they do is put their names on the back, and that helps a lot to distinguish who's who. So that's a lot of fun to be able to wear your number. It means a lot to you.
Stone, and this one is a picked off? No,
Nope.
Carrington had a shot, and who was in the backfield? But number 12, Elias Gordon again. Gordon has been sensational at the defensive end slot for the Gold.
You know, it's really funny because a lot of people, as you grow older, don't remember your name, but they'll go, did you wear 86? I mean, did you wear this number? It's funny how you go through the years and everybody identifies. And when you wear that number, I go talk to the teams a lot of times. When you wear that number, you represent a lot of players who wore it before you. So you have an obligation to play pretty hard to represent you and everybody else who wore that number.
3rd down and 10 now for the Black from the 27-yard line. Stone down the middle. He's got his man Switzer and tipped at the last minute by the Gold and incomplete.
I think somebody got a hand on that, or that was 6. That was a pretty well thrown ball. And
pass was incomplete.
Was that Bell? Rent? It was it was Bell. I thought it was Bell, perhaps number 1. Look at that right there. That's the difference a lot of times between 6 and he read the ball. And always talk about defenders and secondary keeping their eyes absolutely glued on the quarterback and knowing where the ball is so you can make a play at the last second. And that's exactly what he does to save 6.
One of our sponsors here in the 3rd period is Matt Wren Realty. Just entered the prime real estate, the red zone. When you're looking to buy or sell prime real estate in the Terre Haute area, look no further than Matt Wren, a Century 21 Elite. Stop by the office at 523 Wabash or simply log on to Matthew Wren at 21.com and see the best homes the Wabash Valley has to offer. And that pass is just inside the Matt Wren red zone, and that is just short. Boy, is that short by maybe a yard.
Yep.
Stone.
It's a pretty good play made by the quarterback, and he got it out there, but just wasn't able to get quite far enough for that first down. So once again, the Gold defense kind of stops a drive by the Black squad.
And the officials choose not to measure this one. And
yeah, I think it was way short.
Yep, and the Gold takes over, first down from their own 19-yard line. 3rd period of play. The Gold trails the Black 9-6. And the give off the left side. Good delayed draw by Allen. Almost to the 30. That's going to be close to a first down. Nice run by Corbin Allen out of Northview.
Allen on the ball carrier.
Well, you've mentioned Allen's name a few times now. And he's got some really nice speed on that. He likes to hit that corner with a lot of momentum.
Number 22.
Luke Cook at quarterback, number 12 out of Marshall High School in the great state of Illinois. 3 receivers stacked wide to the right for the Gold. 3 down linemen for the Black. They're sending another rusher. A wide receiver screen, 35, 40, nearly a first down. Let's see if they give it to him. A nice pass and catch for the Gold as they continue to move the football downfield.
Well, part of the reason they're moving the football is they're spreading the field. They're really going wide left and wide right, and as a defender, it really forces you to consider all the field a little more than just, half of it on that running game. So I like the fact that he's starting to spread this thing out just a little bit, trying to open it up.
Luke Cook hits his teammate, Jacob Mitchell from Marshall. He goes downfield. This one is caught at the 46-yard line after a gain of about 6. And coming out of the backfield for the Gold, it looks like Ethan Payne out of Monrovia was the guy that made the catch. Ethan Payne from Monrovia, the Bulldog. Monrovia had a tough year last year. They finished 2-8, but they will be back. I guarantee that.
There you see Payne, and the Gold squad, Mike's got a little bit of rhythm going in their passing game now.
And Black jumps offside. Number 26 coming in from the inside from Terre Haute North. Jazz Brown jumped offside. And it'll be a 5-yard penalty. And I think that'll be a first down.
Well, if it's on the black squad, it certainly would be.
Well, maybe they're saying, as you pointed out, maybe someone from the yellow drew them offside. Nope.
It's first down.
So Jazz Brown jumps offside, and the Gold is beginning to move the football.
That's good cadence, because if you got to know as a coaching staff, whether it's an all-star game or during the regular season, if it's less than 5, all consider that quick snap or hard count, and as many times as you can get a free 5. That's solid football play.
Endeavor Communications, one of our sponsors for tonight's game. We'll talk about them a little bit later. But taking a look at the Gold Squad, they all turned and looked at the sideline for the play. And the play will be handled by the quarterback. Number 12, Luke Cook, and the handoff off the left side. A running play, and he's still fighting. And, you know, all these players are fighting. It looks like there's a tremendous amount of effort right now being given by both ball clubs as Corbin Allen was the ball carrier.
First contact made by Schick for the black division. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Gold division.
2nd down and 7 for Luke Cook and his Gold squad. In motion, look downfield, gets some rush, and tries to flip it forward, and the ball's incomplete. This time, a nice effort on behalf of number 26, Jazz Brown, who just jumped offside. He got a lot of pressure.
Was he hit, or did he intentionally try? That was a long flip if he was flipping it.
I think he intentionally tried to flip it.
That was interesting, to say the least.
Young man out of Marshall High School, Luke Cook.
Let's see if he gets here as he's flipping. No, that was quite intentional.
Yep.
Interesting.
Gabe Pirtle's the center for the Gold. Here's a screen set up to Allen, 45, knocked down to the 40. Flag goes down, could be a hold on Gold.
Allen on the ball.
We're going to bring it back.
Flag on the play.
Offensive line.
Wyrick on the stop.
Eli Hughes at left tackle, Matthew Jackson the left guard, Gabe Pirtle the center, Damian Giles the right guard, and Brenton Johnson the right tackle for the Gold.
Look at the hit by Wyrick right there. Number 57, Evan Wyrick, really nice, good shot. I love hard hits. You know, football can be played cleanly and very hard, and it's still a good game.
You bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, check your pockets. If you're missing a wallet has been turned in.
Mike, you drop your wallet?
There is no ID.
I just checked my wallet.
So you'll have to
There's a PA announcer, as Jan pointed out.
It wouldn't matter if they caught mine or what. It's always empty, so if I lost, it would be no big deal.
Yeah, the PA announcer said to check your pants pocket if you lost your wallet. The wallet's been turned in, lost and found.
There's nothing in it. You can have it.
I've got receipts. Here's the holding penalty against the Gold. Stalls that drive just a little bit for the Gold as they have the football inside their own 50 now. Cook at quarterback. Looking left, turns right, screen. 50, 45, inside the 42-yard line to Ethan Payne from Monrovia. And that'll be a good pass play because that'll get closer to the chains. I mean, real good positive yardage here.
Yeah, for an all-star game, the Gold team's starting to get a little creative offensively. They kind of froze the left side, then kind of set up that screen, that little bubble screen on the right side, and now they got a little bit to go here, but I like the development of that play.
Cook, he's got 4 receivers to his left. 4 receivers to his left. He's looking left. He goes right. He throws. Caught by one hand by the receiver. And a great job of defending the play by the black. Great defensive effort there. It was either Garrett King, Aiden Mackey, or Darren Suits, number 18.
The Gold division does not make enough for a first down.
Well, they had a little momentum going, they being the Gold team, and just wasn't able to quite finish this drive. Good job by the black defense here as they continue to hold on to this slim margin. Still anybody's ball game. You just we talked about keys of the game. Now it's to the point where as you're a little more tired, been a hot day, somebody make a play could make the difference.
Endeavor Communications congratulates Dave Zarek Chmielewski, Mason Ray, Colton Clifford, Riley Stone, Connor Hilburn, Parker Hacker, Mitchell Bach, Hayden Switzer, Gabe Langley, Drew Typin, Chuck Sorrell, and Seth Hammond on their selection to the Wabash Valley All-Star team, and wish them success in whatever the next endeavor is for each of them. Thanks to Endeavor Communications for their support of this Wabash Valley Coaches Association All-Star football game, and Nieves took a hit. Nieves, number 20, gets right back up after a positive gain and a first down for the Black, but he took a wallop.
Yeah, he did. This young man here has had quite a few snaps today. He's ran the ball very well. They've really kind of put this game, quite honestly, Mike, on his shoulders a little bit.
Riley Stone gives to Nieves off the left side. 45, he's down to about the 42-yard line and finally dropped by one of the linebackers. It looked like 23. Brock Carrington made one of the tackles, and they moved the football back to about the 42. I thought that maybe the 43, maybe down to the 41, and now played in between at the 42. It'll be second down for the Black. And they are running the football well so far early on in this possession. Riley Stone, two wides to the right. Nieves, 40, close to that first down. Running right over the left guard. Good job of blocking there by the Black, number 52, Kyle Merritt from Terre Haute North, one of the blockers up front.
If I'm the Black offensive squad right now, I want to keep the gold out there defensively as long as I can. Played a lot of downs, been hot, and you want to just kind of wear them down a little bit here if you can. Keep them on the field, just grind it out.
Third down. This is a big play. Third and short for the Black. Gold creeping up. Nieves, and I don't think he got it.
No, that's a good surge by the Gold team. You know, you said earlier, and I agree with you, I think the Black defense may have played a little better, but at times when Gold needs to make a play, they've made a play, and right there's a good one.
Yep, they stepped up and made a great play. And coming out of the game there, number 52 is
stopped by the right side
Eli Hughes out of Sullivan. And it'll be fourth down for the Black.
See if they get a play here in before the end of the third period.
Riley Stone has 18 seconds and counting on the clock here. And the yellow, or the gold, has jumped out of bounds. And that'll be a first down for the Black. And with that, let me talk about another one of our game sponsors tonight, and we so greatly appreciate Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications understands the demand for reliable broadband connection for your home or business. It's a must, not a want. Connecting rural communities in South Central Illinois since 1952, Wabash Communications keeps our customers connected. Visit our website at wabash.net and see how you can be connected too. And that will be the end of the third period of play. The score, the Black 9, the Gold 6. We'll be back for the final stanza on the ISC Sports Network.
Connecting rural communities since 1952, Wabash Communications has committed to keeping you connected, providing broadband services even in remote areas, like high-speed fiber optic internet with speeds up to 1 gig, unlimited local and long-distance voice services, and crystal clear video picture and sound, along with other additional benefits. We strive to connect one town to another. We didn't create the communities in rural Illinois, we just helped connect them. Service speeds and availability will depend on location. Certain restrictions may apply. Contact us for complete details.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Back at Memorial Stadium, nice crowd here. It's all about scholarships, Jan.
Boy, it has been. Over 100,000. They'll go over the $100,000 mark tonight at the end of the third period. This is the 5th year that Central Wabash Valley Building and Trades Council has presented a $500 scholarship to the outstanding lineman. And trust me, I respect this, being an S lineman. Linemen never get mentioned, and for them to get the award, I love it. These players are chosen by the coaching staff. This year's award goes to, from the Gold Division, Brock Carrington, Greencastle High School. From the Black Division, Parker Hacker, South Putnam High School. Congratulations to the linemen. The linemen need more press, in my opinion.
Well, right now, let's see what the black lineman can do for Nieves. Got him across the 35. Boy, he moves his legs forward and gets another couple yards. He's been impressive.
Nieves on the ball carrier.
Well, it's a lot of money. I mean, the fact that the ability that they've raised the money and to give out this type of scholarship money is simply amazing to me. Great job at this whole organization of the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star Game. Just phenomenal stuff. I have been more than impressed tonight.
Second down. About 4 to go for the black. Snap. Nieves off the left side. He's not going anywhere. Great job by the Gold. 5 Gold players to the football. They are really attacking the line of scrimmage.
Nieves on the ball carry. First contact made by number 50, Jordan.
Third down.
It's hard to believe we're in the fourth period already, Mike. See, games were pretty fast, but not a tremendous amount of throwing, so the clock hasn't stopped a lot. Both teams at times had thrown the football. Gold probably a little better than the black squad, but for the black squad, the running game has been really their Achilles heel.
Stone getting a blitz, steps inside, looks downfield, and it is caught. It's caught. It's a first down.
And as soon as I talk about how their running game has been so productive, they make really just a player's play right here, but the quarterback makes a play here, makes something out of nothing. The receiver just stays with it. And I didn't know if they were going to give him this catch or not, but somehow he held on to it, Mike.
Xander Wilbur from West Vigo, number 2, the receiver, makes the catch and a first down. Wilbur with the catch from Riley Stone.
He had to go down deep to get that thing. That was right at the turf, got his hands underneath the ball to keep it a legal catch.
First down and 10 now for the black at the 25-yard line. Riley Stone with 2 receivers. Wide left. Got a guard pulling inside Nieves, inside the 20, holds on to the football. And again, efficient first down carries for the black in this drive.
You know, that young man,
Nieves on the ball carry.
He doesn't seem like he's lost any speed at all. Here we are going into the hot fourth quarter, and he seems like he's getting stronger as the game goes on. That's a special type of running back when you just keep the same quickness, space, playing hard. Of course, let's again give those linemen some credit here, and this could be tough, Mike. With 9-6, if the black squad can put one in here, they could really make things interesting or difficult, whichever, for the Gold squad.
Riley Stone out of the shotgun for the black. Whistle blows. He wants a timeout. And with that, we'll take a break on the ISC Sports Network.
Timeout called on the field.
I'm Brent Compton with Pacesetter Sports. At Pacesetter Sports, we believe you need the proper gear with the right fit. From baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, we have everything. We're very proud to offer all the top brands. We have Under Armour, Nike, North Face, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks, New Balance. We'll match any online price. Come outfit your family here at Pacesetter Sports.
Connecting rural communities since 1952, Wabash Communications has committed to keeping you connected, providing broadband services even in remote areas, like high-speed fiber optic internet with speeds up to 1 gig, unlimited local and long-distance voice services, and crystal clear video picture and sound, along with other additional benefits. We strive to connect one town to another. We didn't create the communities in rural Illinois, we just helped connect them. Service speeds and availability will depend on location. Certain restrictions may apply. Contact us for complete details.
The black squad looking to extend its lead 9-6 here in this Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star game. We're in the fourth. Stone to Nieves breaks 2 tackles down to about the 18. He's short of a first down. It'll be third down, but it'll set him up for a close 3rd and short here, Jan.
Yeah, 3rd and short is one of my all-time favorite plays because you clearly have the whole playbook. You know, do you try to catch them off guard here a little bit while they're going to have linebackers and secondary, everybody kind of pushed up to respect the run because black team has really dominated with the run on their side of the offense. Or does the black squad? Hey, look at the secondary. Look how close they're up. They're playing man to man. They're maybe 5 yards off. Do they take a shot at the end zone? We'll see.
Riley Stone. He gets to Nieves. 15, 10.
There's your answer.
Touchdown. Antonio Nieves, touchdown black.
You know, it's only fitting that he get into the end zone because he has really played a spectacular game. He really has. A lot of great line blocking up front, but this young man here has got some serious moves and has just really, to me, been the star for this black-white. Now, take a look at the left-right lateral moves he make. He cuts left here, then look at right here, right there. There's the break that really gets him in the end zone, left to right. A lot of runners can go forward fast, but when you can move laterally as well as he does, that makes you special.
Great job of blocking up front by that offensive line for North Putnam, as you mentioned. Special play by Antonio Nieves. And now full house backfield with a bunch of big guys. And the give on the right side. And number 53 for the black, I believe, that might be Jeff Goebel out of Robinson.
8:23 left to play in the game. The black division
He
leads
gets down to the goal line, but he's
15,
short.
Gold Division 6.
But the black punches the ball in the end zone. They have the lead. Come back here in the fourth quarter. This is on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Wabash Communications congratulates R.J. Lindemann, Corey Woods, Jeff Goebel, Wiley Bunnell, Roger Cornwell, and Colton Decker on their selection to the Wabash Valley All-Star Team. Thank you, Wabash Valley, and thank you, members of that black team who are now on top in this ball game, 15-6. And Jan, now it's up to the gold.
Boy, they can still. They got a shot at this. They got to crank up their offense a little bit, but that's a big score for the black squad. That they've really paid off there with so much great running, and to be able to get 6 out of it, their running game. Well deserved from the linemen to the running backs.
Riley Stone also plays quarterback. I believe will be the kicker for his ball club. And he'll set it up here from the 40-yard line. And for the gold, they're hoping for some magic. Eight minutes and 24 seconds to go in the ball game. Black on top. 15, 30, 35, and across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Good return for the goal. They've got nice field position.
Yeah, they helped their cause here by starting off with really good field position with 8:18 left in this All-Star Classic.
On the stop.
Let's see if they got some heroics in them. They got to find some points here. They got to have 2 scores, so they can't waste any time on these possessions. While you got to maybe run the ball to keep everybody honest. Quite honestly, they got to open it up here a little bit. The clock's not going to be their friend.
Grant Bell was the return guy as we go to the gold, trailing 15-6. Back to pass, turns to the right, looks downfield, got his man, and a receiver is nailed by a defensive back as he goes out of bounds.
Great position. I know this is an all-star game, but both these officials were well positioned to make this call. Clear the defender lost sight of the ball, and so his best effort was just to keep him from catching it. And in high school, quite honestly, in high school football, that's a 50-yard penalty. So honestly, it's not a bad play from a defender standpoint. If he catches, it's a huge gain. If he interferes, it's only 15 yards.
Exact. Good point there, Jan. Great point. Drake Allen, number 23 from Red Hill High School, was the guilty party there.
I don't want to politic for a change of rules, but I've quite honestly never liked that rule. They never asked me, so we'll just leave it at that.
Out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking. Throwing, and it's caught down the middle at the 35-yard line and brought down by one of the DBs for the Black, number 28, Jordan Gorham out of Indian Creek. Number 1 is Fleming.
Well, you talked about the Gold needing to get some things going. They're getting big chunks of yardage here, Mike. There's still tons of time left. They could get something pretty quick. They're right back in this thing.
Back to pass. Wide receiver screen. I believe that's Nuttall inside the 30. Clock will run. He didn't go out of bounds. I take that back. It's Jacob Mitchell out of Marshall. Jacob Mitchell was the receiver out of Marshall. Again, as we talked about, number of players have multiple similar jerseys. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish. Shotgun. Give to the second back through, down to about the 25-yard line. Again, short of a first down. The running back is number 24, Gavin Dorn out of Richland County.
King on ball carry.
Third and about 4, maybe 3.
Big down, quite honestly.
Fake pass, rolls right, looks downfield, has his man, and it's knocked out of bounds. Incomplete.
Play action. I'm not really sure if he thought the receiver was coming back for that or what, but play action froze some linebackers, but I'm not sure where he was throwing that time, because his receiver was a good 5 to 6 yards down the field.
Keegan Garrison, the quarterback out of Northview High School. Threw over 1,000 yards passing, 12 touchdowns and 10 interceptions during his senior year on a Knights ball club that went 7-3. Now he's faced with 4th down.
Oh, now they say, they call timeout. I thought perhaps they got him, but
Goal division.
Timeout's called.
And with that, let's talk about Davis County Economic Development. The Davis County Chamber of Commerce and Davies County Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Bureau would like to congratulate Josh Cruisenklaus and Alex Steffi of North Davies High School for playing in tonight's Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star Game. Davies County is a place to go do something great. And so relax and enjoy all of this when you visit Davies County.
This award,
I'd like to go right now. It is a hot night here in Terre Haute.
It is. We've dropped 2 degrees to a cool 86, but at least the sun has went up. But all things considered, at least up here, it's been warm, but the humidity is not as bad. Maybe it is down there. I'm guessing it probably is. But it seems like the humidity's kind of backed off a little bit.
And one of the things, although you do see a little bit, these kids are in great condition.
So that's a great point. And you really haven't seen anybody come up, usually in these situations.
No cramping?
Leg cramping, and you really haven't seen it as of yet. But you usually, when it's hot and humid, you see a lot of leg cramping.
A lot of it. We haven't seen one.
That's nasty. No, I didn't like that.
So it'll be 4th down for the Gold at the Black 26-yard line, and just 3 yards is going to determine whether or not they can continue to compete in this game, although there's still plenty of time left, and turnovers still are a big factor in this one. Garrison, 3-step drop, looks downfield, has his man, 20, first down, and knocked down inside the 10. That'll be a first down for the Gold.
Yeah, that's pretty good individual play. First of all, he knew exactly where the first down was, so he ran his route as close to the first down marker as he could. Then he just makes a good play. Yards after catch, one of the kind of hidden stats. See, right there. Now all these are on him. See, there's a good extra 10 that he gets simply by good effort.
Jacob Mitchell. Toss sweep back to Mitchell again. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's going towards the pylon. He's knocked out of bounds. And Jacob Mitchell is playing pitch and catch with his teammate, Luke Cook.
Well, I like it. I like the fact that young men are hanging in there, trying to make a game of it.
I take that back. That's Keegan Garrison, that quarterback.
Allen on the stop.
But yeah, this Marshall young man right there, number 15, Jacob Mitchell's done a nice job.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. This has been a good drive for the goal squad because they've really been efficient, and that's key because it should allow a lot of clock here if their defense, if they can get in and their defense can hold.
Garrison. Allen.
He's got
goal
it.
line. Yep.
Oh, flag.
Oh, boy.
I think this is going on the goal, too.
I think you're right.
Sure is.
Yep. Preliminary signal by the referee.
I think
holding.
He clipped him or tackled him at the last second. And of all the places to do that, you don't want to do it in front of the guy with the white hat. And that's exactly where it was. Take a look. And the penalty was called. He literally did it right in front of the official. So now they're going to have to try it again a little bit farther back.
That is a very difficult penalty. Second down now. The ball marked at about the 17-yard line.
It's really a huge penalty if you think about it. You go from scoring to now you're, on the 17, 16, 17.
Garrison at quarterback. Two running backs. Down in the end zone.
Oh, he had him. He just led him by a foot or a step, and he got his defender behind him, but he was running out of real estate there in the end zone. If he could have just laid it just a little shorter, he might have had a shot at it.
Number 15, Jacob Mitchell out of Marshall. He's had a nice drive here with a couple catches and extra yards after catch.
I want to thank the people at Indiana State for their hospitality tonight and letting us have their facility for this All-Star Classic, where it's been for quite a few years. Boy, there's a huge crowd here. This is a really good crowd, I think.
Third and goal to go from the
third down from the 17. Garrison with one running back. End around. This is Mitchell down to the 15, into the 14. And Jacob Mitchell from Marshall gets about 6 yards. And now they've got the ball at the 9. It's fourth down.
Yeah, and he does most of this on his own. Let's see what Gold looks at here. They got to have two scores, so they're on the fourth with 6:03 clock running.
Goodwin was on the carry.
Looking at the sideline, head coach Blaine Powell from Sullivan. Of the Gold last year, Blaine Sullivan's team 8-4.
This could be the game right here.
Here it is. Back to pass. Is Garrison looking across the middle. It's picked off.
Yep.
10, 15, and knocked down. And a great pick across the middle by Jordan Gorham of Indian Creek, number 28. Jordan Gorham, number 28, with a pick for the Black.
Yeah, he was just playing zone, and it was just sitting back there reading the quarterback's eyes because he was using the end zone as a defender, quite honestly. He didn't have to follow that deep, so he could just sit back there and the eyes of the quarterback, and that's a pretty good job, and just picks it off. Boy, it's good defense, but it looked like the Gold might have had a shot there to get something going, but that penalty was an absolute killer when they had the touchdown and had to call it back.
1st and 10 from the 15. As the Terre Haute North ace, Jace Russell, back in the lineup at quarterback for the Black. On top, 15-6. Uh-oh, the ball's on the floor. The ball's on the ground. Let's see who recovered it. I think Hayden Switzer recovered his own fumble.
Recovered by the Black division.
Hayden Switzer was the man who handled the ball and then recovered the fumble under the pile. Nice job by the youngster from South Putnam.
That could have got ugly in a hurry, fumbling down there.
Loss of 2. Clock continues to run, 5:10.
Where everybody, Mike, starts talking about, hey, guys, wrap the football. Wrap it with both hands. The clock is our friend here. Hold on to that ball.
Russell, 2 wide to the right. He'll take it himself. Gets to the 16, and that's all. And will the Gold call timeout?
The quarterback keeper?
Nope, they're going to let this clock run.
Stop by number 18.
Third down, maybe 9.
Yeah, they want to try to hang on as long as they can to those timeouts. And they've got a 3rd and long here, so if they can hold here, they should get the ball back. But the clock is slowly going away here.
Number 4 is Colton Clifford out of North Putnam. He's lined up wide right, the quarterback. Number 8, Jace Russell for the Black. Blitz on the outside. Throws downfield, got a receiver, and off the top of his helmet, and off his leg, and incomplete. It was Zarek Chmielewski wide open.
I love the play call. Absolutely love it. And it was there, too. I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what, but he had a step on the defender. He really did. If this ball, let's see exactly where the ball gets him. This is a pretty well-thrown ball. See where it hits him.
Right in the top of the helmet.
Just kind of lost it. He his stride, and he just wasn't able to get his eyes to hang on to seeing the ball because he knows it. That's one he had a shot at.
There. Riley Stone into punt for the Black. Low snap. He gets off a short, low liner, but it's got a nice roll. And they're going to let it go.
Oh, my.
Great job.
That's a tough call there because not only is the clock running, but now you're really going to force your offense to start deep in his territory, and you need a couple scores here. So still a lot of time, all things considered, with just under 4, Mike, it's still doable, but you got to score here in a kind of a hurry.
Officially 3 minutes and 58 seconds left on the clock. The Black up 15-6. They need 2 scores. It's a 2-possession game, more or less.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to go. It's go time now.
And Luke Cook is back in the ball game at quarterback out of Marshall. Taking a little bit of time on the field. Not quite sure. Maybe there's a player who needs to come in the ball game, Jan, and they're allowing him to take some time to get back in there. Maybe not.
Not sure what's going on.
Maybe an equipment issue.
They're presenting a scholarship.
Oh, that's what they're doing. Okay.
It's scholarship time. It's the last scholarship time. Renee Foley scholarship.
Where's my page here? I'll find it. There we go. You've given a lot during a break in the 4th period, like right now. 2 years ago, a group of Hall of Fame inductee Wayne, how do you pronounce the last name? Stolly's former coaches and athletes got together and wanted to present Staley. Excuse me, I want to make sure I get the name right. Present a scholarship in his memory. They have named this the Good Night Irene Award, which was one of the Wayne's catchphrases on the weekly high school football shows. Good night, Irene. I like that. This award is presented for the great memorable play that excites the crowd. This year's award winner is... I don't have the award winner. Who is the award winner? Who was it given to?
We'll find out, but that was an interception by Gerald Scholler. He stepped right in front of that toss by Luke Cook. Cook was being run down on the backside. Antonio Nieves.
There he is.
Antonio Nieves.
We got that done.
Good night, Irene. Antonio Nieves comes up with the big scholarship money, and he's been an absolutely phenomenal player in tonight's game.
I like that. Good night, Irene. I like that.
Antonio Nieves out of South Vermilion.
They say, Tom says he's given all the money he can give out tonight, and that's a bunch.
Switzer off the right side gets a couple yards, and there is a bunch of money that's being handed out as far as scholarships.
Yeah. And we've talked about it multiple times, but now this organization, 17 years, have given out over $100,000 in scholarship. Thank you to this organization, the Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association. Great job.
The Black trying to run this football game down on top, 15-6 here, coming up with some big turnovers. And the quarterback out of Terre Haute North, Jace Russell. 2 wide to the left, single wide out to the right, single back, low snap, and a flag. And that'll stop action here on the field. And an illegal procedure is indicated, and that will go against the Black. And that'll stop the clock. That's the only good news for the Gold, other than the penalty, of course.
I want to thank all the officials today, too. You know, it's being an ex-official myself, what you want to do in these games is, you know, let a good flow happen. You got to call things when they're there. But I think for an all-star game, these officials have did a really excellent job of controlling and letting a flow happen in an all-star game. It's much more difficult than people think.
Russell, second and long for Terre Haute. North product at the helm of the black squad, in charge of this game. He's going to be sacked behind the line of scrimmage at about the 43-yard line. The Gold defense has played exceptionally well all game, and one of the guys I think has been absolutely outstanding is number 23, Brock Carrington out of Greencastle. He's played really well. As you take a look at number 50, Parker Jordan out of Northview. Win or lose, all these youngsters, Jan, are champions.
Yeah,
no doubt.
It's been a fun night. It's really kind of been a good game. You know, we were talking beforehand. You kind of hope for a good game so everybody stays engaged, you know, here at the stadium. And whether you're watching on Comcast 81 or ISC Sports Network, it's been a game that you stay involved in because it's been pretty equal. Few plays here and there, but for the most part, I think all things considered, it's really been a fun All-Star Classic.
I'll tell you what, I'm an eternal optimist, so I don't think the game's over till 0-0-0.
Oh, no, I never suggested that.
I know that, yeah.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
We've seen a lot of funny things happen in a whole lot less time than this.
And I've said this before, I've used this terminology, good news. The Gold, they're not letting down. They still feel like they're in the ball game. They're still clapping. They're still cheering for each other. They have not let up yet, and that's a nice sign for these youngsters that they fight to the finish, and they'll be successful as brothers, uncles, grandparents, and so on and so forth. That's what it's all about. Russell had trouble handling the ball. 45. He's going to take up a lot of clock, run out of bounds. There could be a late hit, and there was not.
No, I think he backed off enough. I like the no call there. There was some contact, but what you look for there is, you know, just completely out of bounds and a hard hit. And there's going to be some contact, and that's the experienced official right there, knowing when to make this a call out of bounds or not. See, there's going to be some contact as you go out of bounds, and everybody thinks just because you go out of bounds, that's you'll see it called sometimes, but there was nothing there.
Yep.
There's nothing there. Absolutely like the no call.
Well, it's fourth down for the black here.
Now, if the guy gets blindsided and he's 3 feet out of bounds, you throw the flag, no doubt about it.
Toss sweep, Hayden Switzer. 40, he's going to pass the ball downfield. Throws, and it is incomplete. Nice throw by Hayden Switzer downfield for an intended receiver. And the Gold will take over with one last chance in this ball game with 2 minutes and 22 seconds stuck on this clock here at Indiana State's Memorial Stadium.
Well, you may look for some long plays here because you still got to find 2 scores. So now you cannot waste any time. You've got to bring in your arm. You got to get your receivers, and you got to give him time to get these completed to have any shot here of coming from behind to pull this thing out with 2:22 left in the ball game. 2:17.
Keegan Garrison, I believe, is back in the ball game at quarterback. He throws downfield, and it is incomplete. A little bit behind his intended receiver, Marshall, number 15. Make that Jacob Mitchell out of Marshall, number 15. Actually, that's Goodman.
Yeah, and
another 15.
The ball was a little late getting there. He had beat his defender, and the ball was just a little late getting there, so it really negated any shot he had.
That's Trey Goodman, number 15, and he's out of Linton. There are 3 15s on this Gold roster.
Black players on the side giving him a little smack. He wasn't real happy with that.
The snap, rolls to his right, throws downfield, dropped.
Boy.
At the 42-yard line. Incomplete. It does stop the clock.
Got to catch that one. That was a well-thrown ball on the run.
Keegan Garrison in at quarterback for the Gold, number 10. 3rd and 10 for the Gold with 2:13 to go. Black with 4 rushers. Keegan across the middle to 35, 40, 45. Allen to the 50. He's to the 45 and a first down.
Make a play.
Corbin Allen with the catch out of the backfield and a first down for the Gold. Went out of bounds with 2:04 to go, and now the clock has begun to run as they move the chains downfield. Garrison, slow snap, battle in the trenches, comes to the left side, and he is spilled. He is absolutely spilled at the 47-yard line. A great defensive play there. I believe that was Zach Schick from Mattoon. Nope. No, it was another 19. It was Caden Sonato. Caden Sonato out of West Vigo. Great stop. 2nd. And about 10 for the Gold. Inside Black territory. Toss to the 40. 35. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does. And that'll be good enough for a first down, I believe. Very close, depending on the mark now.
Well, they keep playing.
Reception there by 34, Brody Schaefer out of Edgewood.
1:20 left to play the game.
Minute and 20 seconds left for the Gold. They are down by 9. They've got to score, and then an onside kick ensuing. They got to score quickly. Back to passes. Garrison looks down the middle of the field, throws, and this one is...
Oh, he caught it. How about that?
Touchdown!
There's your play.
Touchdown in the end zone. That's number 15, and I think that's Trey Goodman.
You're talking about concentration. This is in double coverage down the field, and, boy, you're talking about it keeping things alive. That ball was thrown a country mile, and how he makes this catch, I'll have no idea. Look, he's in the middle of double coverage, and that's concentration 101, man. Wow, what a catch, what a grab.
Trey Goodman from Linton with a touchdown and the Gold on the board. They're down by 3, 15-12. If they can get a 2-point conversion, they're within 1, and maybe, and shame on me, special teams could come into play here.
And you know, the quarterback throws this ball where only his receiver, quite honestly, only had the shot of catching it. Right in the fingertips, beyond the defenders. That you can't throw a ball any better than that one was thrown right there.
It looks like they're going to go from a Wildcat formation. And that's number 34 for the Gold.
Well, what's big about it is you want to get the point, so a field goal wins it.
And now there's a flag on the field. And they're going to move the Gold back.
So the Gold must not have I'm a little surprised they must not have a field goal kicker. Because you'd want to put the point on so a field goal could win the thing.
Garrison coming back in the ball game, the quarterback. And they'll run this from the shotgun. The football after the penalty is at about the 7. Maybe the 8. Garrison looking left down the middle.
Got
Caught. 2 points.
So much for the kicker.
Points.
So we don't need no kicker. Boy, another pitch and catch. I'll tell you, back-to-back really nice pitch and catches for this Gold squad. I'll tell you, this quarterback has had 2 passes in a row where he flat out just nailed it.
15-14 Black. And like I said earlier, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And now we've got a 1-point game. Now it's up to the Gold to successfully pick up an onside kick here. And in an all-star game, anything can happen. With a 1 minute and 12 seconds to go.
Am I reading this right? The Gold team has 1 timeout and the Black has 2. Is that accurate? I believe it is.
Yep.
So the Gold's going to try to hang on to that timeout. They may not have a lot of opportunity to hang on too much because they've got to stop this clock if they don't get it here on the onside kick.
Black is setting, let's see, 5 guys on the line of scrimmage at about the 50-yard line.
Good hands people here.
Mm-hmm.
You want all the receivers and anybody that's got the great hands, you put them in there on this situation here. Get it to hit the turf, take a funny bounce, and anything can happen. You've seen it over and over and over.
Logan Carrington from Greencastle will be the kicker here for the Gold. And he punches this one, and it's picked up by the Black at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, not a pretty good effort there. He didn't get that funny hop that he was hoping for, but
Kickoff is taken and down by Chmielewski.
Zarek Chmielewski was the guy that recovered the football on the hands team for the Black with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. And frankly, at this point, all the Black needs to do is just hold on the football and set the knee down and let the clock run. And Riley Stone is going to be the guy that will be in charge of this offense for this Black squad for his coach, Chuck Sorrell, from South Putnam High School. Really important to have a successful snap here as Riley Stone gets under center. And he steps down at his 45-yard line.
Yeah.
And a timeout is called by the Gold. They're using their last timeout of this ball game.
Yep. May not make a difference. But yeah, all you hope is to get one shot at it, so you never know.
One more shot, but let's take a shot at a commercial break here. You're watching exciting All-Star football action on the ISC Sports Network.
I'm Brent Compton with Pacesetter Sports. At Pacesetter Sports, we believe you need the proper gear with the right fit. From baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, we have everything. We're very proud to offer all the top brands. We have Under Armour, Nike, North Face, Adidas, Saucony, Brooks, New Balance. We'll match any online price. Come outfit your family here at Pacesetter Sports.
This is going down to the wire. Riley Stone, the quarterback, with the Black on top 15-14. 1:06 to go. No timeouts left for the Gold. It looked like someone from the Gold jumped offside. The clock is still running, and the official sets down the ball. And we've got some confusion here with the scoreboard.
If I'm an official, I'm going, boys, let's go home and take a bath.
56 seconds remain on the clock, and officials are communicating to reset the play clock here. As Riley Stone will come back up to the line of scrimmage. Jan, this has been a really well-played all-star football
it's been a lot of fun. I think the way they divided up teams has a lot to do with that. They try to keep them the teams as even as possible. Set the game clock, and the kids have played hard. It's been a lot of fun, a good crowd. Everything about this, all the money they've, handed out tonight, and it's just all around been a fun, very productive day.
Riley Stone will take snap for the Black. His ball club 44 seconds and counting away from a victory here in this all-star game. He takes the knee down at the 44, and though his team will win this ball game, it appears 15-14. One player, Elias Gordon, number 12 from Northview, in the Gold, played a whale of a defensive game. But this one belongs to the Black. The Black have won this ball game here at Indiana State by a final score of 15-14.
Yeah, I thought when it all was said and done that the running game was the difference. The Black squad really developed a running game early and hung with it. I think the time of possession was severely in their favor. But, hey, Gold kept coming back, made some plays, got back into it. All said and done, it's a one-point ball game. What else can you ask?
Antonio Nieves from South Vermilion was an outstanding running back in this ball game. He's got a lot of potential. You liked his moves here.
I really did. I think his upside is huge. So just great luck to him in his future. And I thought for me he was really kind of the player of the game.
Tremendous effort by Nieves, and congratulations to Coach Chuck Sorrell from South Putnam for the victory over Blaine Powell's Gold Squad, and I think both coaches should be commended on their effort. It wasn't very easy to put together these rosters and the limited number of practices they had coming into this All-Star game.
Yeah, and I thought both coaches got a little creative there, which I kind of liked, and really took it serious. And obviously, you don't coach if you don't want to win. I don't care if it's ping pong. You have that competitive juice in you, and you want to win. And I thought both of them and their staffs did a really, really outstanding job. And these young men maybe won't right now, but 5 or 6, 7 years down the road, they'll remember us tonight. They really will. A lot of friendships were made.
No doubt about it. And we really like to thank our crew from the ISC Sports Network, our camera operators, Aaron Siders, Philip Quinlan, Mason West, and Elijah Mash, our graphics professional, Derek Schultz, our producer, Jordan Shue, and our replay guy, Wes Wolf. This ISC crew did a great job here from the 17th Annual Wabash Valley Football Coaches Association All-Star Game. The final, the black 15, the gold 14. For Jan Bozer, I'm Mike Walensky. Have a great evening and be well.